Well, actually...
And I'm watching the rise, and I wouldn't say I'm shocked cause I'm hardly surprised. This one's for the ride, this one's for who knew I'd make it, just needed some time. This one's for my wife, could've left 1,000 times just to by my side. This one's for the grind, I knew it would happen, just had the strength in my mind.
It's the Travel OG, and welcome to the Black Manosphere Conclave 5.0!
We got started in 2021 in Atlanta, united in the pursuit of excellence in all things. It's been one hell of a ride.
Can I tell you what's on my mind? Cause I've been thinking about it for quite some time. Hey, can you give me a moment to declare my love? Can I tell you what's on my mind?
We're now focusing more on opportunities for men, in particular passport bros. Guys who go abroad, they want to have a different lifestyle, they want to have a different achievement abroad. Oh yeah, there's without a doubt the narrative has changed for us greatly.
I just finished speaking and having a chance to tell individuals about how to live the American dream outside of America. And I was here to help so many men when it comes to understanding what they need to do in order to relocate.
With the political climate, things that are happening worldwide, guess what? Nobody's coming to save us. So it is indicative that we all bound together, tighten up like a fist, and strike a mighty blow against everything that's fighting to stop us, man.
It's nothing but good, positive people, good, positive energy with one goal in mind, and that is to make money, get the hell out the Matrix, and enjoy your life. You dig? So shout out to all of y'all. Theme music.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? This is your man Marcus A. Brown, and I'm here to tell y'all that I just got done with my first consultation with the brother Andre of Love Crossing Borders. I just wanted to give him his praises. I need y'all to do two things if you haven't already. If you haven't subscribed to his YouTube channel, Love Crossing Borders. Also, if you are going to Colombia, if you're thinking of going anywhere, traveling internationally, please consider booking a consultation with the OG Andre of Love Crossing Borders. You will not be disappointed. And y'all, get in tune with him if you haven't already. Tell him MAB sent you. Peace.
Where are all the black men? And I'm not talking about the scammers, the drug dealers, the robbers, and the crooks.
Well, actually...
They told us we were in our early 20s looking for good women. They say, don't go to the club. Don't go to the club. Ain't no good women in there. That's what they told us. Then they told us, don't go to the strip club. Ain't no good women in there. So we said, okay, we ain't going to the strip club. So then they told us, don't go online because you ain't gonna find a wife online. So we said, okay, cool. We ain't go to the club. Don't go to the strip club. Don't go online. Okay, cool. We got you. So then we asked in the 90s, where were we supposed to go to look for good women? And in the movie Coming to America, they told us, just like our mamas and grandmamas and uncles said, you need to go to church. Ain't that what they said in the movie Coming to America? If you're looking for a good woman, you need to go to church. So in masses, men went to church. Men in the north, men in the south, men out west. We went to church. And we discovered something in the church. We discovered that it was easier to get sex from women, far easier than the strip club, the nightclub, and online. And we ran rampant through the women in the choir, to the women that was the pastor's daughter. In other words, even though they told us to go to the church, that's not the place where you will find a wife. We're going to hear today from our brother Medium Man. Shout to Medium Man. Because Medium Man is going to do a reaction, and we're going to do a reaction to his reaction of a panel of brothers and sisters in which the sisters say, and we're talking about the church sisters, I refuse to date, mate, or marry men that only have potential. If you got a penis, they will date you. If you're impoverished, they will date you. If you've been to prison, take it from me, church women will date you. But if you dare have potential, well, based off of this panel and all the ladies in the crowd, church women have vowed that they are not going to be wasting their time dating men that literally have potential. Once again, shout out to Medium Man. He just dropped this video. So we're going to drop the link for guys to subscribe to his channel and support him. But we're going to sit back and relax. I even pour myself a nice little drinky drink. So go ahead, make yourself a drink. I don't care if it's your favorite elixir. I don't care if it's your favorite broth. I don't care if it's warm milk. Because this is that episode where you start to realize not every woman is a Proverbs 31 virtuous woman in the church. But let's get ready with some shout outs. Yes, sir. We got 21 in the building. Appreciate you guys being here. Hey, shout out to Colombian soccer team. They made it to the Sweet 16, but they got eliminated. Congratulations to the team that beat them. Shout out to them. Shout out to Sweden that beat Colombia in overtime. They had penalty kicks because both teams were exhausted by the end of the game. So they had to kick penalties, and Colombia came up short by 1 goal. So they lost 3-1. Shout out to, once again, Colombia. As well as Switzerland. Shout out to them. Shout out to Switzerland. And shout out to my brother David Dice, numero uno here. He said this is going to be a great family. He said the family, Andre and Andrea, salute. Salute to the chat fam. Yes, sir. Chat brethren. Glad to see that you guys are here, man. We're going to have fun tonight. We are going to have fun this evening. Greetings from them VA boys. Boy, VA? Yes, sir. Shout out to all of you out there, man. Appreciate you being here, Simple Logic. Appreciate you being here. As well as my brother, them 313 boy, my man Nate. Come on now, Detroit represent.
You better back the fuck up out my face, goddammit. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Don't play with me.
If you don't know where I'm from, where Nate is from, we from Detroit, Michigan. Don't play with us. Don't play with us. He said, I'm still proud of you, Colombia. Yes, sir. We'll take that. He said, you played like true warriors. Shout out to Colombia till the very end. They did, man. They did. So none of us are walking around mad. No, the referees didn't cheat. They let the guys play. They let both teams play. And so it was no really major penalties or anything. They just let the guys play. Colombia, hey, we didn't win this World Cup, but it's okay. It's okay. Hey, Portugal is out too. And Argentina was almost out today. But so be it. Argentina is still in there. So this family is going for London, England. We're rooting for England. It's our first time rooting for European team. So we are rooting for England. Yes, sir. He said, Colombia, you look good. He said, you look good out there today. He said, better than the U.S. Man, U.S. got destroyed. What was that, 4-1? U.S. got destroyed. Man, we already know USA got no business being out there playing soccer. Y'all don't get a football in y'all hand. Shout out to football season. Shout out to college football. Shout out to my brother Rico in the building. He said, good evening, Andre and Andre. And Average Man is in the building too. Appreciate you, brother, being here. Good evening, Andre, and the chat, as well as my brother, Mom SpaghettiOs. Glad to see that you're here, brother. Salute to you as well. And of course, a salute going out. Good morning to all you guys out there in Southeast Asia, who are out there in Thailand, who are out there in Singapore, who are out there in China, in India, who's out there in Bali, in Vietnam, and also you brothers who are out there like Ronin Travelers in the Philippines. Shout out to you, brother. Glad to see this. Glad. He said, good morning, Dre, from the Philippines. This should be another great one. Yes, sir. You know Media Man, he gonna come with facts. Shout out to T-Mac. Shout out to T-Mac, who's the one that turned me on to this particular episode while I was watching a soccer game. And I was like, bruh, I gotta do this particular episode. It must be done. Now, mind you, gentlemen, this week we are still going to do the episode on how to apply for your second passport because you are a descendant of slaves. I'm going to say this again. There is a way, while you're still in the States, that there are several countries that will allow you, even though you're not in that country right now, they will allow you to apply for your passport, in other words, citizenship, because you are the descendant of slaves. It's your job to start collecting passports. It's your job to start collecting them. Nobody said you had to use them all, but you never know what emergency might come, and it is important for you to start collecting passports. Shout out to you guys. And my brother Dave says this. He said, Dre, he said, I know a couple of church sisters that are more generous with the box than the church is with the communion. Lord, forgive me. A couple of church sisters. A couple. Bruh. Y'all know I got church stories galore. Oh my God, the church sisters. One church sister sat me down like it was a business meeting. I kid you, true story. I'm gonna tell y'all about it tonight. One church sister sat me down and treated her coochie like we were having a business meeting. And she was a sweetheart. I mean, she was a sweet, she's one of them ski-wee. And she was a church girl. And I had just I was new to the church. I'm gonna tell you guys the rest of the story later on tonight. But yeah, church women are fine, and I mean fine. And they are generous. They are extremely generous. Church women were the reason why I stopped going to the club. I'm gonna tell you something. Other than going to Latin clubs, church women were the sisters in the church, I kid you not, were the reason I stopped going to the club. I was like, ain't no way in heck I'm going to the club anymore when I got all this unbridled coochie that's willing to throw it on me and cook. Sisters at the club ain't trying to cook. Church sisters will throw the coochie on you and cook. And not be jealous. Okay, when was the last time you saw some church sisters fighting in the parking lot? Never. When was the last time you saw some church sisters fighting in the little church over a man? Never. Church sisters play their positions like soldiers. Shout out to you, sexy boo. Like soldiers. They do not fight over no man. They understand that they share bears. Now, we always see women fighting over a man in a club, at a grocery store, at a bar. But you ain't seen no church sisters fighting over no man in the parking lot of the church. They are share bears. Shout out to the church sisters. Yeah, I got share bear stories. Yes, sir. What'd you say? I put it in there. It's sitting there on the counter, baby. Yep. I didn't put it in the fridge. I knew that you wanted it. No, well, it's in the refrigerator there. If that's mine. Shout out to Geeky Man in the building. Glad to see that you're here. We're just getting home, so we have some Subway sandwich. So. Hey-Man Perry is representing as well. We are in here. Yes, we are, sir. Yes, we are. Shout out to all 37. Goodness gracious. A minute ago, with just 19, 20 of us in here. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to my uncle being in the building. It's going to be a good one, Jeff. This is going to be a dandy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I kid you not, man. If I had known about church women, I would have never went to a club ever again. From the time I left federal prison, I would have never gone to a nightclub ever again. If I had known about church sisters, if I truly understood how church sisters are. Ooh, wee. Ooh, wee. You'd have thought they were the ones that went to jail. I swear. You'd have thought they were the ones that went to jail for 10 years. Shout out to the church sisters. Ooh. Shout out to my brother. I got some stories, man. Goodness gracious. Y'all got me doing flashbacks, man. Y'all wrong for that. Oh, man. Okay. Don, a.k.a. B. Don JP is in the building. Glad to see that you're here. Don say, evening, Andre and Andre. And to all in the chat. Glad to see that you're here. Yes, sir. And I see Ronan giving shout out. Shout out to Ronan, brother. Ronan, do me a favor, brother. If you don't mind, drop the link to your channel, to Fearless channel, into our brother. I was about to say Average Man, but Average Man is here. But our brother, oh man, I forget the channel, the third brother that you guys always with. Don't tell me. Black Man's Travel. Drop the link to that brother's channel if you don't mind, brother, so we can support what you guys are doing over there. Shout out to all you guys that are watching from Andre's channel, such as my brother Don, aka the Don JP. Shout out to Poor Man 313, them Detroit boys once again.
You better back the fuck up out my face, goddammit. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Don't play with me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to you, brother, being here. He said, can't lie, the best 304s come from church. Lord, I'm sorry. I feel the same way, brother. I had to repent many a moon during many a Bible study. Our brother Shazar, Ghostface, is this Jeffrey with another Ghostface, or is this a different Ghostface? Shout out to you, brother, being here. Either way, appreciate you being here. Glad that you're here. And the birthday man himself, Mr. 4-0. Mr. Jay Fleming is officially a grown-ass man. Mr. 4-0 in the building. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. You've been just enjoying. It's been your birthday month, bruh. You've been traveling, relaxing, enjoying yourself, buying yourself gifts, getting praise and accolades. I ain't mad at you, brother. I gave you praise and accolades too, brother. I am so glad, so happy for you, man. In the words of Kanye West, I wasn't supposed to make it past 25. Joke's on you, I'm still alive. So shout out to all them people that thought we weren't even supposed to make it past 25. All us older dudes, man. Joke's on them, we're still alive. Joke's on them, I'm still alive. Shout out to my brother Jay, Mr. Birthday in the building. Yes, sir. Once again. What up, though, 313? Yes, sir.
You better back the fuck up out my face, goddammit. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Don't play with me.
William H. Money himself is in the building, giving blessings to the chat. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to that brother. Shout out to T-Mac being in the building. Yes, sir. Can't have a live stream if T-Mac is not in the building, as well as my brother Ahmad Milner. Salute to you, Mr. Milner. Glad to see that you're here as well. Glad to see that you're. Yeah, sad loss to Switzerland. Both teams did their best. They played equally. And yeah, I'm with you. Hey, T-Mac, put in the comment section, what team are you going with now? Now that Colombia is out, Brazil is out, Portugal is out, who you going to go with? We're going with the UK. We're going to ride with the UK. See if the UK does something. Shout out to my brother Elham in the building. He said they're trying to cheat for Argentina. Man, they always trying to cheat for Argentina. I caught that one. without a doubt. They try to give Messi another one. He said, I'm going for you know what? Ooh, that's a good one. I might have to go against Andrea. Because I like the brothers on France, man. I ain't gonna even lie. I like that French team. We'll see. I like them from the last time. My brother Bean in the building says this. He said, hello, Andre. How you feeling this evening? I am feeling great this evening, man. I'm feeling really good. Like I said, I took a couple of days off, got some sleep, and now I'm feeling refreshed. I'm feeling good, brother. I cannot complain. Thank you for for asking. Speaking of episodes, 4man313 say, hey, I can't wait for that episode. Yes, sir. Yes. The only thing that I have left to do, because I have all the step-by-steps for what episode he's talking about, guys. He's talking about the episode in which we're gonna walk through step by step what you need to do while you're in the States. In order to get your second passport from certain African countries just because you're a descendant of slaves. I know I have a list of 5 to 6 countries that will allow you to have your citizenship, therefore your passport, just because you're the descendant of slaves. So we're going to walk through that this week. But instead of just talking about the information, I am putting together a montage of the countries. So each one of the countries you get a chance to check out. So we're gonna go through that this week, guys. So I'm excited about it as well, brother. I'm excited about it as well. He say ain't nothing reform 304. He say nothing, bruh. I know we all got church girl stories. Oh my God, bruh. T-Mac said, he say church sisters got Drake excommunicated. Yeah, you remember that story? Yeah, the church sisters got me kicked out the church, man. The pastor said, Andre, you got, true story. Pastor said, Andre, you got to go. I say, man, I like this church, man. He was like, nah, bruh, these women belong to me. What? You married? What? You are married. These are not your women. Yes, they are. And he was mad because I smashed one of the baddies in his church. That's what made him mad. I smashed a Miami baddie in his church, and he was pissed. He was like, do not come back to my church. You are absolutely correct. Do not come back here. Ronan says, love crossing borders. He say, church sisters will compete for you with them, dessert, home-cooked meals. This is true. Come over, brother. I cook something special. Bro, if you, fellas, Ronan is not lying. It ain't like the man lying, man. This man is telling 100% truth be told. Truth be told on the church sisters, man. Gotta love him. Gotta love him. He said the change of the name came from the past regression meditation Sunday. I'll take that. I will take that, Jeffrey. I will take that one. Jazar. I will take that. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. He say a guide meditation, and it was a dope feeling. There we go, man. That's what I'm talking about. Clarity of mind, of spirit, of body. Yes, sir. Yeah, he said, T-Mac said, I'm down with any team but Argentina. That's how I feel. Yep. He said people stands for fixing it for Argentina. I got to tell Andrea that one. I got to tell Andrea that one because that is so true, man. That is so true. Even if FIFA president came out and said, I love Argentina. Hey, you're the president. You're not supposed to be telling people who you like. But yeah. He said Drake saw a former corn star jet. You mean my favorite? My favorite fave of all time. Jasmine Cashmere, my favorite fave. I haven't been able to watch a Jasmine movie the same. I just stopped watching Jasmine's movies. I was like, man, my favorite fave in church now. She's a pastor. My favorite fave of all time. I mean, I love me some Jada Fire, Miss Chocolatey, but Jasmine Cashmere with the snarl. Oh my God! When she got in the church, I was happy, but I was sad at the same time. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like I was happy for her. She gave her life to the Lord. She doing the right thing. She been in church the whole time. She ain't fell off. But then you talking about, but this is Jasmine, man. Cause we gotta cause I had got like another 6 more years. Then she got in the church. She got into the church at her peak, bruh. At her peak. She retired from the game like Barry Sanders, bruh. I'm like, where you going, Jasmine? Please come back, Jasmine. Please come back. Oh, then she got married. I was like, oh my bruh. You married to Jasmine Cashmere? I ain't even hating about like some dudes would be like, man, she done slept with all these men. But that's Jasmine Cashmere though, dog. If you're gonna spend the rest of your days with somebody that's just to introduce you to some things, y'all just gonna have to talk about me. I ain't gonna lie to you. Y'all just gonna have to gossip and hate on me because I'm Jasmine Cashmere's husband. You just gonna have to just hate on me. There's certain women, I'm gonna just tell you that now. They gonna be able to get away with it. Jada Fire, yes. Jasmine Cashmere, yes. There's about a good 7 of them, man. Might have got the ring, bruh. At least walking through the mall. They might not got the ring. At least I'll be walking through the mall holding their hand, bruh. Like, is that Dre over there holding Jasmine Cashmere hand walking through the mall? Yes. Yes. Pinky at her peak before she blew up? Yes. Yes. Cherokee? Yes. At her peak? Yes. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'd have been walking through the mall holding hands with Cherokee just. Roxy, yes, Roxy Reynolds. I'd have been walking through the mall holding Roxy hand. As pretty as she is, looking like age today, looking like a baby Ashanti. Yes, Roxy Reynolds, yes. I've been walking through the mall holding Roxy Reynolds' hand, skipping. Y'all just had to hate on me. Like, is he walking through the mall? That's right. Vanessa, oh man, Vanessa Blue? Yes, sir. You'd have caught me walking through the mall, skipping with a flower in my hand. Yes, sir. Angel Eyes too. Yes, I would have walked through the mall with her too, man. I'd be walking through the mall and spending money with Angel Eyes. Yes, sir. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. He said I couldn't sit in her and watch her in the pool. Right, I couldn't. Right, I can't watch Jasmine's movies anymore because it's like, oh man, she gave her life to the Lord. She's sincere. She happy. She at peace. Ever since I found out, I ain't gonna lie, I haven't watched one Jasmine Cashmere movie, and that was my fave. But it is what it is. It had a good run, but yes, if y'all would have criticized me for being a Christian, and Jasmine's a Christian, and I'm walking through the mall holding Jasmine's hand, yes, I don't care what y'all gotta say. I do not care what y'all gotta say. He said, I'm too old school, Dre. He said, Vessel that. But yes, sir. Yes, sir. I kid you not. You are not lying. You are not lying. He said, if I'm saying her name, yes, Vanessa Del Rey. Yes, sir. Shout out to Zeta being in the building as well. Glad to see you guys here. And shout out to you guys supporting by way of PayPal, Super Chat, Cash App, and Patreon. I appreciate you guys, man. Appreciate you guys. We got one super chat. Do not leave it like that all night, gentlemen. I love you. All right, let's go to get started with tonight's topic. Let's switch the music over. Yeah, church sisters, you're going to love this one. They will sleep with a man who is poor. When I got out the feds, bro, I ain't had no money like that. I had my $20,000 that my granddad left me. I ain't had no money like that. The church system was going crazy, bro. Crazy over your boy. In Detroit, I'm just out the feds. I ain't got no money. They got the money. I'm going to say it again. Them church sisters got the money, they got the degrees, they got the houses, they got a car. I ain't got none of that. I'm fresh out the joint. I smell like jail. What's that cologne you got on, brother? Jail. Them church sisters is all over your boy. They all want to be the first one to take my newfound virginity. Because, you know, I've been locked down for 10 years because I ain't had no sticky, icky, coochie, woochie, right? And I dang sure ain't messing with no boys in there, so that ain't my thing. So the church sisters like, wait, he been in jail. That mean, he on so wild. Oh my goodness, he gonna beat me. They didn't care if I was broke. But here's the kicker. If I was a man that had potential, they didn't want me. That's the funny part. A man that's building a business, they don't want you. A man that's going to school for trade, shout out to all you truck driver brothers out there. Shout out to all you guys that work on longshoremen, the guys that work on the docks when the products come into the country. Shout out to all you guys that are railroad operators and other jobs on the railroad. Shout out to all you third shifters in the warehouse, second shifters doing overtime. They didn't want me then because I had the potential of getting a raise or a new position. They didn't want me then. But when I was broke, church sisters was all over you. And when I finally got a car, it was partly all over you, boy. But then when I got a career and I was building that career as a college recruiter, church sisters wasn't trying to holler at your boy no more. And I discovered, wait a minute, y'all really don't date potential. Y'all date poor dudes. As long as we look good, but we are controllable because we broke. In other words, we're at the bottom of the J curve. Church sisters will let you smash all day long, bruh. And I'm talking about church baddies. I ain't talking about, you know me, I got an ego. I ain't smashing on fat chicks in church. I'm talking about the church baddie. I'm smashing the ones the pastors want. If the pastor wanted her, she was letting me smash. Because the pastor had a wife and they really was like, wait a minute, should I really go out there after the pastor knowing he got a wife? When I walked in, it was like, they walk, I kid you not. When you walk into a new church sisters be like, damn that pastor. I don't care. You know how dudes be like, damn them kids? That's how church sisters be like, damn that pastor. They will spend 2 years trying to get a pastor to coochie. But when you walk in, you getting that coochie. Damn that pastor with his married ass. With his married ass. That's how church sisters treat pastors. With his married ass. All in love with his wife. Yeah, that pastor kicked me out, bro. He kicked me out of church, man. He was like, man, he looked at me like, he said, and I wanted her too. I was like, bruh, you married. This ain't even a big church. I say, pastor, it's not like you could have hid. Because I talked to him like he was a brother. I said, it wasn't, because he invited me into his office. True story. Pastor invites all you guys that haven't heard this story. That's why T-Mac and them tease me. Fort Wayne, Indiana. Shout out to the Fort. I had just moved from Detroit to the Fort. I had been looking for home church. And I had been in Detroit, man. I'm smashing church sisters, right? Get to the Fort. I'm thinking like, okay, finally I got a church. Sisters ain't trying to smash your boy. I find me a small church instead of a mega church. Because you know, Detroit full of mega churches. And so I found a small church. Couldn't have been no more than 400 people, right? Nice Bible study, good pastor, cool dude, right? And pastor was probably around 50. At that time period, I was 33, 34. And I come to the first meeting. We hit it off, me and the pastor. I come to the Bible studies. I'm coming to service. I mean, I'm sincerely following the path of God, really enjoying this church. Met this baddie from Miami. 5'9". My Uncle Jeffrey will tell you I like him tall. Andre is the shortest that I've ever been with at 5'5". That's not true, right? 5'9". She was an ex-Miami stripper. We all know how bad your body gotta be, how fine you gotta be if you're a Miami stripper. Ain't just Atlanta, not just New York, not just Detroit, not just Chicago or Houston or LA. Miami stripper. Gave her life to the Lord. She had a son. She moved from Miami to Fort Wayne, Indiana for a new, fresh start. Pastor was drooling for that fine sister. Chocolatey. Tall, chocolatey ex-Miami stripper. Chocolatey. Bruh, when I finally got it, she had me and her in positions. I ain't even remember. I'm fresh out of jail about 10 months ago. She had me in positions I forgot all about. I had heard about, I read in the Kama Sutra. That don't mean I had done them yet. She was like, now put your leg right here and twist it right there, grab your ear, and then reach for your elbow at the same time. I'm going to show you something. I'm like, what? Okay. And the pastor wanted. And the pastor found out I was hidden. I wasn't even in the church, man, a month. And I really liked the church. Pastor called me in the office. Brother Spence. True story. Brother Spence. I hate to say this, but you can't come to our church anymore. I said, what's going on, Pastor? I like this church. I really like the church, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I really like the church. Pastor said, if you want to be truthful, be honest. And this is the funny part. Pastor lit a cigarette. So he lit a square in his office. Lean back in his seat. I'm going to tell you now. I don't need no brothers like you in this church. I said, wait a minute. Whoa, like me? What's going on, Pastor? Talk to me. He say, so you kicking it with so-and-so, I see. I say, yeah, we getting to know each other. Really sweet. She was really nice woman. Don't get me wrong. She was a sweetheart. He said, yeah, that was supposed to be me. I said, bruh, I said, you married, Pastor? He said, you heard what I said. That was supposed to be me. You got to go. I said, man, I finally found a home. And I was sincere. I said, man, I wasn't begging. Don't get me wrong. I said, man, I finally have a home church. You go kick your brother out? He said, yeah, you got to go. I don't need no competition like that. This is my church. I said, yeah, that's your pack of squares. I think we were smoking Newports at that time period. Newports or Winston-Salem. It wasn't cool. So by the time he got done with that Newport, he dang near put his foot in my butt and kicked me out that church. I smashed Miss Miami for another maybe 2 more months. So even though I was gone, Pastor still couldn't get that coochie because I was smashed. And so she decided to move back she was like, you know what, Andre? Now that I'm not in the stripper game, I'm trying to be a good woman. She said, so my son needs his father. She said, I really like being with you. She said, but I'm thinking about moving back to Miami and see if I can work it out with my son's father. I say, so no more busting in your booty. No, I can't do nothing. No. Can I get one? Can you hit it? Can you ride it from the side just one more time? Just ride it sideways one more time. Just one more time. I said, I don't care. I said, you call your baby daddy after we get done. You call your baby daddy while we doing it. So you ain't gonna suck it like you sucked it when you used to suck it? No more of that. I wasn't heartbroken, but I was heartbroken. And so me and the pastor we're in the same boat. He ain't getting that coochie no more at all, and I ain't getting that coochie no more. So both of us was ass out. Cause she went back to Miami to be with her baby daddy. And at the end of the day, I ain't even had no church home. So now I had to hunt for another year looking for a decent church home in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Fortunately, I found one. But goodness gracious, man. Bruh called me in the office and he lit up a square. You got to go. Me? I know, man. No more doodle brown. No more doodle. No more busting the other. Huh? Not once? Come on, get one. And she was serious because she was like, it wasn't even no goodbye hit it. She didn't even let me hit it for like one more time. Can I get a goodbye hit? No, Andre, I can't let you hit it again. I'm trying to be with the Lord. Since I'm with the Lord told me to be with my baby daddy. We've been talking. And so I'm going to go on back to Miami and see if I can work it out with the Lord and my son. And I could be mad at her. I mean, with her baby daddy. So I was like, I could be mad at her. She was trying to be a family woman. She was like, I gave my life to the Lord and I gave you my coochie. And even though I like you, I really want to have a family. So the person who I had a son with, he got first dibs. In other words, he got the first right of refusal. She's like, I got a baby by this man and we trying to work it out. So I'm going to shoot back to Miami, see what happened. I couldn't be mad at her, bro. He say, no woman, no church, nothing. I ain't had nothing, but I'm just out there in the streets, me and my Bible, just walking around lonely. Just walking the streets on Sundays, more lonely. For real. I remember them days. Man. Kid you not. He said that pastor was straight up sucker player. He was. He was. He was like, that was supposed to be me. I'm like, dog, all these sisters in your church and your wife. And you just, I mean, he lit that square. Bro, I couldn't believe it. Because I've never seen a pastor smoke. Because I don't hang around smokers like that anyway. You know, even if you smoke weed, I give you your space. But if you smoke cigarettes, you really ain't around me. I probably maybe smashed maybe in my lifetime, maybe 3 cigarette smokers ever. Maybe 2 really. Maybe 2. So I don't deal with women that smoke cigarettes. So when the pastors, sit down, Brother Spence. I sat on down. That man opened up his drawer, opened up a pack of Newports, lit that square. It was like, you got to go. Man, blew me away. Man, I was so blown away, I dang near asked for a cigarette. What do you mean, pastors? I got to go. I almost asked for a square. What are you talking about, man? I could not believe it, bro. True story. If y'all ever wonder why T-Mac, my Uncle Jeffrey, always tease me whenever we do these church sister episodes, this is why. I was officially kicked out the church by the pastor for smashing the female that he wanted to smash. True story. Yep, he was dirty macking. He did, Jay. He was like, yeah, that was supposed to be me. You know that was supposed to be. And he said it like I was supposed to know. You know that was supposed to be me, right? I'm like, what's supposed to be you? Yeah, little mama, that was supposed to be me. You got to go. You can't come back to my church. I say, bruh, what are you doing? You're supposed to be a shepherd. You ain't supposed to be worried about what's going on with the sheep. Yeah, whatever. That was supposed to be me. You ain't coming back here. He was straight. He wasn't mean with it. I'll say this again. He wasn't mean with it, but he was serious about it. So he wasn't being like all hood, like, yeah, you can't be he wasn't acting like that. I'll give him that. But I ain't gonna lie. That man was serious, man. You can't come back to this church. Skedaddle. Scram. I can't even come back here on Easter and help hide the Easter eggs. None of that. I can't hide the Easter eggs for the kids. None of that. You can't come back here for nothing. You can't come back here for Christmas. Don't come back here at all. I said, man, Pastor. But hey, I'm going to tell you something. Since I was already getting the coochie, and it was fire. I'd have been mad. I would have been mad too. I'd have been mad too. I can't be mad at the pastor. She had the body, she had the look, she had the height. She was very kind of like, she had a quiet side. She was very feminine. So she didn't come across like an ex-stripper. She came across like she was always a church girl. She was very feminine, very ladylike, dressed to the T. Bruh, I ain't gonna lie to you. If I was the pastor and I thought I was that close to getting the coochie, bruh, and the coochie was fire, and she gave fire head, bruh, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'd have been pissed too, man. I'd have been just as mad as he was, man. I couldn't be mad at him for being mad when you are this close to getting some coochie. From this particular one, you've been scoping out the whole like last year or two. And you swear you're gonna get that coochie. You thinking to yourself, F your wife. Forget about her. I'm gonna get that one. And all of a sudden, a dude from Detroit walk in and smash that coochie within 2 weeks. I ain't gonna lie. I'd have been hot too, bro. I'd have been hot too. So I ain't mad at it. Yeah, you know you'd have effed up, right? Right. That's basically how he looked at me. Hey, you know you'd have fucked up, right? What you mean, Pastor? You could have hit anybody in this church, but Miss Miami, you hitting the wrong one, son. You can't come back here. I guess he thought banning me from the church was gonna stop me from hitting the coochie. That didn't do anything. At all. At all. Jeff says this. He said he didn't want you to smash one of his sheep in the flock. That's what it was. He wanted to smash her. He was known as Dre the heretic. I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying. And it wasn't just the funny part. It wasn't like I was running through the church. Because I've had churches I ran through. Because I know, bro. I've had church. When I run through, I'm running through. I'm smashing 4, 5, 6, 7 of them in there. So I know when I'm running through. Some of you dudes know what I'm talking about. Don't act all brand new, like you ain't never ran through somebody's church. Don't act like I'm the only one that invented ran through. Just running through church. It's like you'd have lost your mind. Like God ain't just waiting to get, yeah, okay. Keep on running through my door that you want to. I done ran through some churches, okay? But I really like this one. I wasn't trying to holler at nobody else. Pastor could have had all the other women. All of them, bruh. All of them. So I wasn't trying to run through that church. I really like that church. And Pastor told me, man, You got to go. And I was like, you know what I was thinking? I should have ran through your church. I should have just ran through your church. See, I was being nice about smashing one and just being with one. You just don't know who you talking to. You talking to Dre the Ripper. Do you know I tie? Ooh, Asta, you just don't know. I would tie so many of these women to the train track. I'm old school villainy. Old school villainy. You know when they used to tie them to the train tracks. That's me. Old school villainy. Like, man, I really liked her, bruh. Montrez, no. That's the part. Anybody that's been up in church over the last 20, 30 years, you do not have to chase skirts. Skirts will chase you. You do not. I'm going to tell you this now. You dudes that get coochie in the club and strip, you throwing dollars in the air in the strip club, the brothel boys, go to church. Go to church for 2 weeks. Just go to church for 2 weeks straight. Man, them females will be in your face. Everybody know how to make a plate. All of a sudden, everybody know how to make a pie. All of a sudden, every sister that didn't know how to cook know how to barbecue. Every sister that didn't know how to make a bed, all of a sudden they know how to make a bed and the blanket. They can crochet. All of a sudden they know how to knit. I'm telling you, boy, you dudes that go to the club and spending money, y'all doing it bass backwards. Don't take your money to church, put it in a tithe, and watch 2 weeks later. Older women, younger women, ex-strippers, ex-freaks, ex-wives. Think about what's in the church. I'm being serious, and I'm not trying to advocate for, I'm a Christian, so I'm not trying to advocate for dudes going out there. But I'm talking about as far as the ladies. Let's be honest, for real, before we go to the topic. We're talking about ex-strippers, ex-brothel girls, ex-wives, ex-girlfriends, corporate women that didn't find a husband when they was in college, and now they come to church to pray for a husband. Ex-gay women. Bruh, the amount of ex-lesbian coochie I was getting in church, bruh. Jeffrey, my uncle, Jeff. Remember Fine Tracy? Real pretty, right? Remember her? That stayed around the corner from us that I was smashing, right? She was an ex-lesbian because she went to church. We used to go to church together. And she said, you know what? I'm gonna stop being gay. I'm talking, bruh. This sister was like very little to no makeup. I rarely saw her in makeup. We're talking about a sister that looked like she should have been born in the 60s beauty, 70s beauty, 80s beauty, Jet magazine beauty, Essence magazine beauty. This sister was just pure beauty. But before, she was a butch. Just a gorgeous butch. Gave her life to the Lord. Stopped being a bruh. And she loved her some Andre. Loved her some Dre. She was a good woman. Loved her some Dre. So now you got ex-gay girls, and I'm talking about the hot ex-gay girls in church. You talking about the ones that have gone through that are right now born again virgins in the church. And y'all chasing chicks in the club or in the strip club? Man, why y'all think I'm funny style when it comes to just give my money, even before I met Andre, give my money away to women just to give it away? Man, I was funny style about church club chicks because I'm like, I got a choice. I can run through some church chicks for free and they gonna take care of me, or I can go to the club and spend money on club chicks. go to the strip club, go to brothels and all that. I was like, man, please, I'm gonna keep my money in my pocket. These church girls are, bruh. Yep. Jeffrey said, I never saw her in makeup. She's very sexy. Body, everything about her. Everything about her was sexy. There was nothing about this sister. She was pure, raw beauty. Just pure. When you say black beauty, this sister is one of the few sisters in my life that I could say, and I've been with some gorgeous women, but she was pure, very little to no makeup beauty. Just really, really beautiful. And she used to be a butch. And she gave her life to the Lord. And she said, Andre, you know, we hit it off. I met her at the campus at one of the colleges I was working in. And we hit it off. And she just, maybe after smashing for a year, she was like, I want you to be. She came, she was washing dishes. She had just cooked dinner for me. And she said, Andre, I need to talk to you about something. I said, what? She said, she turned around. It's like she asked me to marry her type of thing. She said, I think we would make a good couple. I want you to be my man. I said, what? She said, I want you to be my man. She said, we both go to church. We're both good people. Blah, 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 blah. I want you to be my man. And I was like, I was in that transition of that I really wanted to start traveling. So I'm like, did I really want to start being somebody's man type of thing? But I knew, bruh, you say no, slowly but surely, you ain't getting this coochie no more. Man, she was fine. But okay, I'm back. He say, see, that's part of the reason why I don't go to church. He said, I go to church because the Lord is there, not because of the ladies. He said, the top of my head will probably combust as soon as I step through the church front doors. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Data says, he said, no such thing as born again virgin. Absolutely correct. You only get one time being a virgin. He said, them bodies are still there. Man, I've had women that said born again virgin. I think the longest, true story, the longest virgin that I've ever been with, let me turn this music down, that I've been with, nobody smashed it for 8 years. She ran the, I told you guys about this. She ran the church youth program, and nobody smashed it for 8 years. And my boys was telling me, can't nobody get that coochie, dog. Man, she like church, Dre. There's been plenty of dudes that try to get her, bro. And she do not. I say, bro, I'll probably get it in about, I said, I give it 10 days. I said, I'm stretching it. I said, but I give it 10 days. He said, I'm telling you, Dre, she do not play like that. And I was like, okay, cool. And it wasn't even 7 days, bruh. I was running through her. And like I think I told some of you guys that she cried the first night that she gave me the coochie. Because we were out on her balcony and she gave me the coochie outside on her balcony. And when we got done, she started crying. And I was like, dang, Dre, you ain't right. Yeah, I feel bad. This woman been saving her virginity for the Lord and for marriage for 8 years. She seen Dre the Ripper and she just throw me the coochie. And I said, you all right? And she said, I don't want you to feel bad. She said, I wanted you. I wanted to do with you. She said, I wanted you from the first time I saw you. She said, I wanted you. She said, I feel bad because I thought I was strong enough to go through a lifetime until I found my husband and not give up the coochie. Quite obvious, I couldn't. The right man came along, who's not even my man, and I just gave him the coochie the first time he even tried. She said, that's why I feel bad, because you didn't even have to put in a bunch of effort. She said, and I just spread my legs open for you. She said, that's why I'm crying, because you didn't have to put in the work. She said, I don't know what it is about you that made me want you like that, but I did. And so I probably smashed her. And then her sister was one of my coworkers. So she found out by Monday morning. She was like, Andre. I was like, what's up? She said, you better not treat my sister like you do these hoes that walk around this job. I said, what you talking about? She said, my sister is not a hoe. She is a good church woman. I said, your sister is a good church woman. I'm not denying that. But I am going over to your sister's house and smash when we get off work. I said, so your sister gonna keep on getting these biddles. She gonna keep getting these biddles. She gonna keep on getting these snacks. She gonna keep getting these Scooby snacks. So you can be mad at me or happy for your sister. But it don't matter how mad you get. Your sister gonna keep getting smashed. And so I probably smashed her another maybe 6 months. That's probably the only time I really felt bad smashing a church girl. That's the only time I felt bad, because it was like, man, she was trying to save for her husband. It has been 8 years. She cried because she discovered was what she been. Y'all worse than I am. Y'all worse than I am. I swear, man. He said, if a woman says to you that she wants to be celibate, you have to respect that. And I'm cool with it. And I was cool with it. And she kind of threw it on me, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was cool with it. And I knew, bro. I knew her sister. This is what happened. This is how I met her. I knew her sister from work, the one that kind of like cussed me out. I'm downtown in Fort Wayne at a carnival event downtown, right? Something, celebration, some type of celebration. And I see her sister. Hey, what's up? You saying what's up to one of your coworkers. And she was with her sister. Her sister was like, who was that? She said, that's Andre, my coworker. And because my friend who was a coworker told me that, a couple weeks later. And so Monday morning we get to work, she said, don't you say nothing to my sister. I was like, your sister? She was like, my sister that was with me at the carnival this week. Your sister. I don't even know your sister. She said, I'm telling you now, my sister was a good girl. She started running down. Now, this is weeks before I'm trying to hit the sister. I didn't know this one. And so, obviously, when the sister saw me, her coochie got wet. I didn't even know her. And so be it. Did I miss a super chat? Let me go back. Shout out to Dave. Dave said this. Thanks, Dave. He said, I'm going to go out on a limb and say Black women are the ladies that we said that we won't date. That say they won't date potential. He say, I'm right, Dre. Yeah, they said they won't date potential, but they will date me when I was broke. So they'll date you when you're poor. But when you're working on something and you're going towards something, they don't want to date you. They want to meet you at the finish line. That's the crazy part. I didn't even see the video yet. Oh, we're just getting here. We're just getting here. Shout out to all you guys here. Data says most women can't handle their virginity for a long time. They easy if you think about it. He said, I've taken a few myself. Yeah. Ronaldo in the building. He says this. He said, confession time. He said, but I was young. Whenever you hear the part, I was young, you know it's something to the story. He said, I attended church lockdown. Oh, the church lockdown overnight. He said, it didn't turn to one. No, it didn't. Where was I? Where was I? He said, I attended the church lockdown over, and I know exactly the church lockdown. Where y'all supposed to be locked down for Bible study, prayer, all night long. You locked down in the church. I've done church lockdowns. I've actually been a speaker at church lockdowns. I actually was a 2 a.m. speaker at a church lockdown. So I know exactly what you're talking about. He said it turned into one big orgy. Every girl in there got smashed. Where was I? Where was I? He said, damn, she said Dre didn't have to put in no work to get to none. No date, no flower, no candy, just maybe 2 or 3 phone conversations. And I told my boy, he kept on saying, ain't nobody hit that. Can't nobody get that. I say, bruh. I say, I'll give it 10 days. And I said, I'm stretching it. I say, I'm really thinking like more like 6 days. And it took like 7 days. Like 7 days, 6 or 7 days. Goodness gracious. Shout out to my brother, Mixed American in the building. Tori said, he said, biology tells me it's going to get hot. It's getting, and it got wet. So just so happens I was there, cool it off. Yeah. Truth be told. Cortez says this. He said, black women say that they want date potential, but literally 90% of the men have their kids by are broke by their logic. Absolutely correct. That's a good point. Let's get started with the video. Shout out to Medium Man.
Date potential.
Now, this is the pastor talking. I'm going to shut up tonight. I got my drink. I'm going to let Medium Man do the show.
That's one of those curse words that you cannot say to our women. He don't know that, though. He a godly man. That's a pastor. They gonna swing on that pastor. You know what you did, Shane?
Oh, Sharkeisha! Oh my God, Sharkeisha!
But you always want to date potential. If a person has potential. And I'll never forget that, because and again, I'm quite sure Carol can say the same thing, because the guy that she was dating couldn't give her a quarter of what I've given her.
Yeah.
Couldn't.
Yeah. You better flex.
So sometimes don't look for that beautiful woman or that handsome man with charisma, whatever. Just look for potential.
Is there you think they gonna take his advice?
Hell no.
I'm sorry, Pastor. You know what I'm saying? I know you anointed, but you think black women, hey, don't look for that charismatic, good-looking man. You need to date potential. I don't think he understands. Brother been married for like 36, 37 years. Shouts out to him. He tried his best, and you could tell he's getting frustrated up there. But he kept his composure. He had the Lord with him. So listen to what she had to say. Here we go.
Point though that it's only potential.
See?
Is there, and this is for the men too, or women, but is there a point where it's kind of like how the glass ceiling, so to speak? Is there a point where it's just potential and that's all it is?
I think it should always be potential. Here's the reason why I feel that way. The moment you move away from potential to what exists in the moment, you've shortchanged yourself. And I get it. Women at a certain age, you're like, I'm beyond potential now.
Look, you see his mannerisms? You see what he did? Y'all, I don't know if y'all caught that. He was like, I want their potential. Who was he mocking? So he know a little bit. He know a little bit. Yeah, he know a little bit. Okay, here we go.
I want this, that.
See?
I get it. I'm not saying you ought to go now at your age and other people's age, to just get people who are going to subtract from you. Potential never subtracts.
Okay, so I don't think he went in depth on this, but basically what the pastor is saying, potential never subtracts. What he's saying is if you're going to date a man that has potential, he's going to act on that potential and he's not going to subtract from your life. He's going to work to build himself up into a purpose-filled man. Okay, hopefully that makes sense, because too often we like to go to the negative. When you mention potential, they're like, okay, I have to hope that this man is going to become something. However, when a man truly has potential and he acts on it, he's going to add, never subtract to your life.
Correct.
But like the pastor said, when you get to a particular age as a woman, and you guys know, black men get married at age 33, black women get married at age 32. So now when black women are getting married at older ages, if they have their stuff together, they expect the man to have his stuff together, which is why, we did the standardized list. And I don't disagree with those women. However, they need to make sure that they have everything in order so they can become suitable women for marriage. So you cannot just go to this suitable standardized man that has all the stuff that you guys listed together and you don't have your stuff in order. And no, I'm not talking about your income, your job, whatever, the business that you own. Women, I'm talking to you. What do men like? What do men require? That's what you need to focus on. Don't base yourself off of what the job you have. That means nothing to most men. Okay? I'm just trying to put this out here. So that's what he was trying to explain to the ladies.
I need you to break that down. I know where you're going, so teach.
It never subtracts from you. But what you have to always remember this. Current situation is pretty much unstable. It's uncertain. You have a house today, you have a car, you've got money. You can lose it. But as long as you have potential, you will, no matter what life brings before you, you will always get back up again.
Okay, so he's speaking as the glass half full, right? Which is what you're supposed to do. If you're a woman who ends up marrying a guy with potential, then that vetting process was supposed to be on point, meaning that you ask your pops, you ask your uncles, your brothers to sit here and give you real-time feedback on the man that you are considering to marry. So once all that's done and you decide to marry this man who has potential, then he should be a man that you pick that's going to act on that. And he's going to become a purposeful man. This is not, he's not approaching this conversation from a glass half empty, which is basically what a lot of women like to do. If I date a man with potential, then it could all go bad. He gonna end up using up my resources. No, that's not what the pastor is talking about.
You're not feeling it.
I'm hearing it. But and I could be asking the wrong question because
you see how she's trying to be. I hear, but I might be asking the wrong question. If this was a regular ass podcast, she would have cursed the pastor. She's trying to be churchly respectful. I may be asking the wrong question.
Because they don't want to be held accountable for dating a man with potential. So what she's about to do now, guys, she's about to move the goalposts. Pastor answered her initial question. Said, hey, I'm telling you, a man that moves, not just sits around, but moves on his game plan, his potential to move forward. He's actively doing things. He'll never let you down because he is constantly moving forward. That's what the pastor point was. Get with the man that's constantly moving forward. Statistics show, perfect example of what potential is. Statistics show the average business owner. Actually, the statistics show the average millionaire. The average millionaire fails 7 times before they get to that million dollar mark. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people see you with $1 million and or $1 million plus, and they think like you always had it. They don't know how many businesses that you start that didn't take off. How many times you started that particular business or that particular app, or wrote that particular book and it didn't take off. You wrote that particular course and it didn't take off. And you had to revamp some things. Most people don't realize that. But when they've done surveys and asked millionaires, most millionaires say it took them 7 tries of one business or 7 different businesses just to break that $1 million mark. And if you sit back, you think about some of your most favorite millionaires, very few of them have made their money in one venture, whether it be Jay-Z, whether it be Snoop Dogg, whether it be Michael Jordan or Michael Jackson. Nobody makes their money in one genre, in one era. I mean, not era, but in one avenue. Most of us will get to 200,000, 300,000, maybe with your job, but also with your other hustles. Also with your other side hustles, your other side gigs that you have. So when women sit back and say, I don't date potential, the pastor is saying, listen, I'm not saying some dude that's sitting around drinking lemonade all day. I'm talking about the dude that's getting up when he gets off work or before he goes to work, he's grinding. And he's not going to stop. The pastor was saying, no matter what takes place, a man with potential won't let you down because he will never stop grinding. If things go good, he's grinding. If things go bad, he's still grinding. If he makes a lot of money, he's still grinding. If he don't make a dime, he's still grinding. That's what the pastor point was with us men who are men of potential. We never lean on our successes. We never lean on our failures. We never stop moving forward. We understand we're in a J curve and we're at the bottom of the J, and we keep grinding and grinding and grinding to get out of the bottom of our J. And nothing's going to stop us. Hey, baby, if you with us, I'm grinding. If you leave us, I'm grinding. If it's daytime, I'm grinding. Hey, if it's nighttime, I'm grinding. If it's before I go to work, I'm grinding. Hey, when I get off work, I'm grinding. That's what the pastor's saying. But she ain't hearing that. In her female church mind, potential means he is not or ever going to put in the work to do what needs to be done. And that's why she's moving the goalpost by saying, well, pastor, maybe I should reword this question. She's moving the goalpost. I want to say something to you guys that I've discovered over the last maybe year or two. Women don't listen to men. You guys have been, we are so simplistic to where we would say something in a 10-word sentence over and over, not a paragraph, not bullet points. Men usually keep saying the same thing over and over again. Fit, feminine, friendly, submissive, supportive. You could go to China, they're saying it in Chinese. You can go to the Philippines, they're saying it in their native language. You could go to the parts of Africa, some indigenous spots in Colombia. Men are saying the same thing in Colombia. I need her to be fit. I need her to be feminine. I need her when it comes to networking and dealing with the community. I need her to be friendly, not a gossipy chick, not a backbiting chick, not a lying chick. I need her to be supportive of me and our family. And yes, I need her to submit to me and God. If she can't do that, and men around the world are saying, we're so simple, we all say the same thing. And what do women do? They try to move the goalposts. They try to move the goalposts. He said, Mark Cuban, shout out to Mark. He said, and Mr. Wonderful had failed many times, and today they are investing into many businesses. Absolutely correct. That's a way. Shout out to you, Montrez, in regards to that. Absolutely correct. Zeta says, you see how they hear, but they don't listen. But they're quick to rebuttal. That's why Black women are behind many other women and many other groups of women. Understand this. This is so true. A lot of our sisters respond or listen to respond and react, but they don't listen to learn. I think that's the number one comment that I put in videos, easily one of my number one comments towards women, is that that's not what he said, or listen and learn. My favorite one to put in the comments when I on TikTok and Facebook, I'll tell the sisters, listen and learn. Because they don't listen to learn, they just listen to respond. Zeta says this, sounds like she's trying to say it's not good enough, like so many of them do. And KP in the building. He said most women think that they know everything. They know everything. Some of you guys have heard me say in the feds, we used to call certain guys world. We used to call them world. Why? Because these dudes think they know everything in the world. So we be like, man, you one of them world dudes, man. Can't nobody tell you nothing. You know everything in the world. You world, dog. Stop acting like world. That was one of our ways of teasing dudes, man. Waking dudes up. Man, stop acting like world. You think you know everything, and I don't know everything. Dude, anything that I say, anything that I do, I promise y'all this. Andre will live and die, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, and die in the middle of learner mode. I'm never going to stop being out here learning. I'm going to die learning. I've already come. That is one area that I've come to peace with. I'm going to always be in the middle, in the process of learning. Shut my mouth up. Don't act like I know everything. Ask questions. Sit back. I'm learning always. I love learning. I've learned to embrace that as a man. Learning is a part of who I am. It is not a coincidence that the richest people in the world read 25 to 50 books every year. I'm always on learner mode. There is nothing I'm going to sit back and say, yeah, I know that. Oh, I know this. No. I've learned so much from T-Mac, Will, all you guys, man. Don't y'all ever think that I'm on the other side of this microphone and I think because you hear me speak, oh, I know everything. I learned the J curve. I was struggling at work as a college recruiter. And my mentor, who I ended up smashing, she was fine. She was a bad Haitian, right? And so she told me, Andre, in order to be a good college recruiter, it takes 2 years. And I was being hard on myself and I was putting myself down. And I remember my boss's boss. I had a mentor and I had a supervisor or a boss. And she called me in her office. And it was a white woman too at that time period. And she sat me down and she taught me the J curve. She said, have you ever heard of the J curve? And I was like, no. She said, Andre, I'm going to introduce you to the J curve and it's going to change your life. And she never lied. And any of you guys, if you just Google the J curve, it'll pop up with hundreds. So it's not like I invented something. If you just Google the J curve, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. J curve is you start a project or a point of your life right here. And you don't go to the top of your J automatically. You drop down into the learner mode. All of us in Theo's classes, we didn't Go from starting day one, and then we're at the top of the J, where we got our certifications and our websites are up to par, and AWS is up to par, and we getting hired next week. No, any of us that started with in Theo's classes, or if you start off being a father for the first time, you drop down in the bottom of your J, and you're in there for, it seems like forever, learning, and then all of a sudden you start working your way up to the top of your J, slowly but surely. But you keep dropping down because there's more to learn. When you keep dropping down, there's more to learn. One day you hit the top of your J. That's life. And when she taught me the J curve, changed everything. I stopped being anxious about things. I stopped worrying about things. I was like, I am on learner mode at the bottom of a J. Embrace it, Andre, and enjoy that you are learning. And the day will come when you go to the top of your J. Like when it came to writing books, I didn't know a bunch about writing books, so I had to go on learner mode at the bottom of a J. And now I got 3 great, amazing books that are doing great. And I've got books that are coming out in a few months. I owe you guys one. Why? Because I spend time at the bottom of a J. But women aren't like that. That's the sad part. Women do not like the J curve. Men, we understand it. Like, that's a good point you made, Dre. Women don't like the J curve. They don't like the fact that you got to drop to the bottom and learn and become a better person, and then you work your way up. Women want to go from this point to that point. They don't believe that you got to drop down and get better and learn. That's why they keep moving the goalposts. Shout out to my man, Cole Father, being in the building. Cole Father, right? Glad to see that you're here. And King Pure Energy, he say, what book did you do you recommend that we read about the J curve? You know what? I have not read one about the J curve. That's a good point. I'm gonna have to look something up and write one. How about I write one too? I'm glad that you said that. No use of me just looking what books up for you, but I'll also write a J curve book. Changed my life, bruh. All the stuff that other people get antsy about and anxious about, I don't even get moved about. I really don't. I realize that when you drop down in your J, you on learner mode, and it is what it is, and you can't get out of it unless you learn something. I'll say this again. Even if you're a dad for the first time, even if you've been a dad to 5 boys and you got a girl for the first time, you still drop down to the bottom of your J. Why? Because even though you've parented 5 boys, this is your first girl. So now you got to learn how to parent a girl. So you're at the bottom of your J. If you're a truck driver, you do not get your CDL and you're just automatically the best truck driver of the year. No, you drop down because there's still some things to learn as a truck driver, even though you got your CDL. Any truck driver tell you that. There are so many little skills about how to drive here, when to drive, how to maneuver, how to park. All those things happen at the bottom of the J. And some truck drivers at the bottom of their J, the first 6, 7, 8 years. If you're a roofer, if you are a construction worker, or if you are in tech, all of us, if you are a business owner, you're new on your job. You just got hired last week. Congratulations. Guess what you're going to go through? A J curve. You're not going to come and like first day you're there, bam, now you're getting raises and promotions the next week. It does not work like that. You get hired on that job and you drop down into your J and you are learning about the company, what's expected of you on your job, when you need to have this project done, when you need to have a certain amount of items completed, so forth and so forth. Then you move your way up your J to the top part of a J. None of us, and there's not one area of life. I don't care if you're Elon Musk, any of us. Elon Musk started building rockets. Remember how many rockets were crashing when they first came out with SpaceX? Remember that? Them rockets was crashing. Now, fortunately, they weren't manned rockets, but they had to learn. They had to. I started SpaceX, and now it's worth $1 trillion. It didn't work like that. He started SpaceX and he went down in the J curve, him and his whole team. And all of them had to learn about building rockets. And they were flying them rockets and they would crash. They would fly another one, they would crash, and fly another one, it was crash. Like I said, fortunately, anybody was into those rockets, but they still had to learn. So even if you are a billionaire, if it's a new area of life, you got to go down into the learner mode caverns of a J. And anybody that wants to be successful in life, that is the blueprint for everything. You will never be successful in life if you do not go down to the caverns of the J, which is the learner section. You just learning and learning and learning. Sometimes you might be down there for 6 months. Sometimes you're going to be at the bottom of your J for 6 or 7 years. And all of a sudden you work your way up and you work your way up. And now you're at the top of the top of the top. You're one of the best truck drivers that ever did it. You're one of the best authors that ever wrote a book. You're one of the best husbands that ever been in the history of husbandry. You're one of the best carpenters. You're one of the best electricians. You're one of the best of the best of the best plumbers. Why? Because you spent years in the bottom of a J curve learning plumbing and didn't come out your J curve. And when you thought you need to be out of your J curve, you still had more to learn about being plumbing, being a better plumber. And all of a sudden, bam, you're at the top and you've got a whole team of 7 plumbers underneath you who are in the J curve, because now you're at the top of your J and now you can teach others. And now the other guys and the other ladies that want to be plumbers are learning from you. And the first thing they learn is that they got to drop down into the bottom of their J and learn from you. In every area is the J curve. There is no area of life that exists that you are not going to go through the J curve, or somebody else that you know that's famous and this and that didn't go through the J curve. All of us do. Every one of us in every area of life. And that's what gave me so much peace, man. So much peace. I don't put pressure on myself. I just make sure that I'm always learning something. Make sure I'm always learning something. I sat back today. Shout out to T-Mac. T-Mac asked me to do some editing work for him today, right? For their nonprofit program over there in Medellin, Colombia. Shout out to those guys for the veterans. I hadn't edited anything, like really edited anything, maybe about a year or two, right? I sat back looking at what I had done for T-Mac and his team of guys and ladies. I was amazed at how much I've learned about editing, to where it was second nature. It was nothing for me. It was, and I'm talking about really good editing. I knew, okay, let me look up this type of music, and this music will go with this, and okay, now that music doesn't go with that. Okay, maybe get this. Okay, how would I edit this? How would I make sure, do I zoom this photo out? Zoom, all this stuff happened in the J curve. So now editing videos like Richie Mack is second nature to me. Why? Because I spent so many years in the J curve of learning how to be a content creator and an editor. We all live in the J curve. Nobody can get through this life without going down and having to learn from scratch whatever it is you need to learn, the bottom of your J. And I plan on dying. I'm gonna say this again. I personally plan on dying at the bottom of a J of learning something new. I might be at the top of a J with this, but when I learn something new, I'm going right to the bottom. I'm good with editing, but I need to know investing better. So I'm good with crypto, but there's so much more to learn with crypto. So now I'm at the bottom of the J. When it comes to crypto, I'm good with writing books, cool, but I got to get better when it comes to marketing books, cool. So when it comes to marketing books, I'm at the bottom of the J. So I don't get mad at myself. I don't get disappointed at myself. Dre, it takes time to learn how to market books the way that you want to. Don't be mad at yourself. You're at the bottom of the J. Learn. Be mad at yourself, Andre, if you're not learning. if you're not putting yourself in a position to learn and wake up the next morning, learn, and then learn, and then learn, and then years go by, you learn, and all of a sudden, before you know it, Dre, you are the best of the best at marketing books. Why? Because you didn't give up just because you were at the bottom of your J. Meaning you men with potential. And these women don't want to be with men at the bottom of your J with potential. Yep, J stands for the journey. Absolutely correct. He said that J curve, he said, I understand fully. Discovering how to manage multiple J curves can sometimes be overwhelming. This is true, my friend. Absolutely correct. He said, Dre, you will be the first author to put out a J curve book. He said, I'm putting it in the atmosphere. You know what? I'm glad that you mentioned that. I'm tell you something for real. I want to write 3 more books in the next 2 months. And I got 2 already, like 60% done. And I'm thinking to myself, like, man, I want 1 more, but I don't know what I want to write on. I don't want to just write to be writing something. And I've been preaching the gospel of the J curve for years. And I have never, and I wrote it in some of the other books. I wrote it in some of the other books, but I never wrote a book dedicated to the J curve. And so, yeah, I'm going to do that. Thank you guys for encouraging me in regards to that. Thank you, Montrez, and all you other guys. He says, Zeta says, that's why they want men at the finish line, at the top of the J. Yeah, once you reach the top, now they want you. Very few women want you while you're on learner mode at the bottom of the J. That's the sad part. He said, because most don't understand the J curve. Good point. So I'm going to bring this part back a little bit, and I'm going to shut up for a while.
He's not approaching this conversation from a glass half empty, which is basically what a lot of women like to do. If I date a man with potential, then it could all go bad. He gonna end up using up my resources. No, that's not what the pastor is talking about.
You're not feeling it.
I'm hearing it. I'm hearing it. But and I could be asking the wrong question because
you see how she's trying to be. I hear, but I might be asking the wrong question. If this was a regular ass podcast, she would have cursed the pastor. She's trying to be churchly respectful. I may be asking the wrong question. I love church folks, man. Oh God. Wait, go back. Let's go back.
You're not feeling it.
I'm hearing it. I'm hearing it. But I could be asking the wrong question because I'm feeling like somebody's asking this as well. Yes, the potential. Say it again. Is there such a thing as running out of potential?
See?
Because you may have the potential but not activate it and use it.
There it is.
What did I say? What did I say? She just went to the negative. You may have potential, but you may not activate it. Again, that's where women need to involve men in their vetting process. You cannot do this shit alone. Okay? Get you a trusted friend that's not trying to have sex with you and trying to sabotage your relationship because he want to get the buns. Ask your pops, ask your brothers, hey, this man, is he, what you think about him? Because when y'all go about it alone, then that's when you start getting the results that she's describing. But she immediately went to the negative. Here we go.
Talk to me if I'm wrong.
No, that's the key. So what you're saying right there,
absolutely.
Yes, that's what you're saying. That's why he says somebody with potential doesn't subtract from you, that you'll see them filling a void in your life in other areas.
The person can bring into your life that has limitations.
Facts.
And contrary to belief, though, I think most women, and correct me if I'm wrong, ladies, we would take a man, if a lot of men would strip down the pride and the ego, we would take that.
See? Even in the church, it's the same argument. Men's pride and ego won't allow them to be with what kind of woman? I'll let her say it. Here we go. Same narrative.
Because The truth is, there are a lot of women who are making a lot of money, and we're okay with the man.
Did you hear that? There are a lot of women that are making a lot more money. So she's under the impression that all these black women are making significantly more than black men. It's the same narrative. And before she goes even further, any further, let me go ahead and dispel that rumor once again for the black community for the millionth time. We already saw that currently black men make $979 per week. Black women make $906 per week. And also moving a step further, in 2022, 926,000 black men earned $100,000 or more compared to black women's 721,000. I mean, I don't know what else to do. So, like I said, they're under the impression that all these black women are just out earning black men, and it's absolutely not true. Let's continue.
Bringing in that comfort, bringing in that support, doing what you said, but a lot of them don't, because you're not bringing in the bread, and you're not comforting, you're not supporting, you're not doing most. I'm not.
See, everything is negative, and like I said, I like listening to these conversations. They're so fascinating because everything that she's describing as men, black men in particular, aren't doing, they never apply those same things to themselves. The black community sees it like this. Black men have all these issues to work through. They have to come healed. They have to be healed. They need to be more attentive. They need to be more caring and loving. But none of that applies to black women. So they rate or rank black men based off of all the things that they need to do. And they're just under the impression or assume that every black woman that's on the dating market is already healed. And it's so fascinating to me that that's how it's always framed. Like they're good. And these black men have all this stuff that they need to do before they get into a relationship with us. That's very fascinating how they do that. It's unnerving, but it's fascinating. That's crazy. But that is very interesting to me how they just could absolve themselves from any, improvements. And you see it on Kendra G's show. Like the women really have to scrape to find 3 flaws.
What do you think your top 3 flaws are when it comes to relationships? And be honest.
Not for a man.
No, your flaws. What are your flaws? You as a person with this self-accountability today. Kendra said I can ask a few of my own questions.
I get bored easily.
Okay.
What are the 3 flaws you have to work on in a relationship?
Trust. Trusting, trust. I would say trust. You ever asked me that question on what I was because I would have been prepared for that.
Because they never thought about it. And it's so fascinating to see. Like, I seen Kendra ask a question, and it's been one out there say straight up, I don't have no flaws. Got 4 or 5 kids with 3 dudes. No flaws. Because they never thought about it. It's all everything to men. That's wild. That's some wild work. Okay, let's continue. Fair use.
Generalizing. I'm not saying everyone, but again, correct me if I'm wrong. If a lot more men would do what you said and strip that down, I genuinely believe there would be more relationships in that potential to grow into marriage.
So maybe this will be the icing in all of this.
I was saying, so I put this is where the pandering begins. So let me know if you guys hear something that's in every black conversation when they're attempting to be lazy. Look. Watch. Here we go.
I know a lot of ladies, a lot of us men are not doing what we're supposed to do, right?
There we go. It's coming. This train is never late. Here we go.
Right? We're not the best version of ourselves. Let's be honest. Men, I want you to hear this. We're not. Many of us men, if you look at our history, fatherlessness.
Fatherlessness. Every time there's an audience full of black women, black men, fatherlessness. Every time. Never late. I just did a video about this, and people was trying to give me pushback. I'm like, brother, you don't see what's happening? Every conversation is the same thing. Nobody has ever said black women's maternal rates are the issue in the black community. It's not fatherlessness, because they don't know. They never had a reason to look at the statistics because they just assumed or believed that it was true. Every time. It's crazy, right? And remember, like I said, the audience is full of women. They said it's only about 4 dudes in there.
Wow.
Never late. Here we go.
Raised by single moms.
There we go.
Raised on the streets.
Look, streets, hood dudes, thugs, all these black men running rampant, cosplaying Mad Max. Same thing. You knew it was coming.
Had no real mentors in our lives.
I hate to keep stopping it, but how do black men not have all this, but somehow we still manage to marry at a higher rate? Damn.
Right.
Here we go.
Right. If we were all these monsters that they claim that we are, I mean, let's be honest. 87% of black men, no matter what economic stance they're in, rich, poor, doesn't matter. 87% of black men, when we do get married, we marry sisters. We marry black women, not African women, sisters from the States. It is what it is. No problem. Here's the kicker. If we were all these monsters that they claim that we are, and we were irresponsible and as lazy as they claim that we are, and we are just baby daddies galore the way that they claim we are, how is it that we are married at a higher rate than they are? You would think common sense says those black men should be the least of the least of the least married. The way that they describe us, let's be real. The way that they describe us, we should be the least of the least married, right? And the way that they describe themselves, they should be the most of the most married, right? But reality is just like Media Man says, black men statistically are married more than black women, and there are more black women out there. You would think statistically they'd be married. Don't fall into this narrative and the traps of the same trope that they try to sell us. Y'all not good when it comes to jobs. Y'all not good when it comes to relationships. Black men are baby daddies, deadbeats, and all that. Don't feed off into that, guys, because statistically, 90% of what they have to say about us, you can look it up and it's not true. It's not true. Shout out to Black Nubian, the Canadian brothers in the building.
I told this guy where I was from. He said, "Oh, Canada."
Shout out to them Canadian brothers. Let's continue on, gentlemen.
A history of all kinds of events that took place
that
has left many of us broken.
See?
Broken.
I'm sorry, man. So now you guys get to see how I was reacting when I was listening to this. And that's why I'm stopping. And I'm sorry, I know this makes for poor content because you guys want to hear the video. I get it. But I have to, my emotions wouldn't allow me to just sit back and let this pastor say that. Because I literally put in the chat, I was like, man, what kind of man is he describing? And it's funny, that's how the black community is conditioned to treat our women. They won't tell them the truth, and they're just going to continue to let them think that everything is fine with them, and these black men are the ones that need the help. But in the process, while you're doing that, let's say black men are listening, and they took it to heart, and they was like, you know what, maybe we do need to work on ourselves. Which is why the marriage numbers increase with other races of women. So if they couldn't find suitable black women, they just decided to marry out. So what if black men were listening and black women are standing idly by, not improving, not doing anything to change their situation, in regards to marriage, because everybody tells them that they're doing everything perfect. So why would you change? And let's say that they didn't change. And that's why you have black women getting married at a lower rate, the lowest rate out of all races. And I don't think they even considered that, because you're putting the emphasis on black men, but black men are the one in the driver's seat. The help needs to be, you need to help black women. Don't focus on black men until black women can reach our level, in regards to marriage. But they don't do that.
Nope.
So again, what if black men are listening? And the statistics show that. I'm just trying to make people think about this differently. If you keep telling them that nothing's wrong, do you think they have reason to change? No.
And they think that if they say it long enough, that it'll be true. They think that if they say deadbeat dads about black men, someday it's going to be true. It's not. No matter how many times you say it's not true. Just like if you are white and if you say it long enough about black people being on welfare, well, white people do realize you are on more public assistance from the farm to the city, far more than black people. See, the few black people that are on government programs, we call it welfare. You guys need to look up how many whites are on government subsidies. You will be amazed. You wouldn't even think about black people when it comes to welfare ever again. Because the true people on welfare, statistically, in the United States are white people. They're the ones on welfare. But they think if they say it enough, it'll be true. Same thing with black women. They think if they say it enough that the statistics doesn't matter. We've said it enough. That means that all black men are deadbeat dads. I was just looking up a stat the other day. True story. I'm an ex-academic college recruiter. I've worked for for-profit schools and nonprofit schools. Nonprofit schools are your traditional schools that you see, the HBCUs, the University of Michigan. That means that they aren't, even though all colleges are looking for profit, but they don't present themselves as for profit. To whereas there are actual schools that's like, listen, you are basically purchasing this degree. Sisters claim that they are the most enrolled in college. Sisters will never tell you that they lead in dropouts, in college dropouts. They'll never tell you that. Black women lead in college dropouts. When it comes to for-profit schools, the DuVrys, the Everests, the University of Phoenix. Did you know that over 60% of enrollments of for-profit schools, the DeVrys, the Everests, the University of Phoenix, and other for-profit schools that are out there, over 60 to 69% are black women. They not only enroll in these schools in record numbers, they drop out of these. And like I said, I worked in this field. So I'm not telling you something that stats could tell you, even though stats say the same thing. I'm telling you, I worked in this field. It will amaze you how many sisters I enrolled, they dropped out, and then I re-enrolled and they dropped out. Statistics also show that a woman or a man that enrolls in a for-profit school will have more or a higher level of college debt than a person that enrolls in a non-profit or for-profit school, meaning like a University of Michigan, a LSU, New York State University, any of your schools that are in Atlanta for the most part, your HBCUs, University of Tampa, just a regular everyday college that you know of, right? Your debt as a woman, as an enrollee in general, is higher in a for-profit school like the DeVrys, like the Everests, like the University of Phoenix. Your debt to pay is higher than if you just enrolled in a community college. Black women are going to tell you that. They're going to say we got the most degrees. They will not tell you that they rank number one when it comes to college dropouts. I'll even before we go, I'm going to let the video ride. I'll tell you one of the reasons why Black women lead in college dropouts. Because they are led by Pookie and Ray Ray and Nick Nick. Okay, here we go. Just straight experience. Bruh, it will amaze you how many of my students dropped out of college because they man from the hood was jealous. Bruh, female coming to the school, excited, dancing in the street. She got 2 kids. She's gonna take her life to the next level. She gonna do the J curve and she gonna be all right. She ready to study and be somebody with her life, right? Excited. And I'm excited for her. College tour, helping her with scholarships, making sure she got her FAFSA forms filled out correctly, make sure she got all her Pell Grants, all that stuff, right? And her Pookie ass boyfriend at the house, not even a week after she start her first class. Oh, you think you better than me? Oh, you go graduate college and you gonna leave me? If you love me, if you cared about this family, you be right here with me and the kids. Why you going to college? You fucking somebody in your class, ain't you? You fucking one of them educated dudes in your class. I see what you doing. You trying to get rid, bruh. If I have not heard that story 100 times, and the little young lady will come in, sit at my desk crying and say, Mr. Spence, I got to drop out. My man tripping. The same Negro that dropped her, because they only got one car, that Negro would drop her off at the campus. She would do all her classwork. She would be waiting out front when class is over, and she get in the car. That same dude would see all you, I'm serious, would see all you handsome Black men and handsome white men and handsome Latin men walking the campus when he comes to pick her up. And all he has in his mind, his woman is sleeping with one of you handsome, tall dudes, that's educated dudes that's walking the campus. He sees his girlfriend in scrub because she's in class to be a surgical technician, working surgeries. He comes to pick her up. He's seeing tall, handsome men like you guys walking the campus, and you got scrubs on too. She fucking one of them dudes in her class. So now these dudes will be insecure. I kid you not. One of the reasons Black women got such high college dropout rate and such high college debt, I ain't simping for the sisters. I said one of the reasons. I'm not simping for the sisters, but I'm telling y'all for real. The sisters that were dating Pookie, Nook Nook, Ray Ray, Man them, when she decided to go to college, them dudes F up. Bro, I've seen this so many times. Sisters will sit back and say, Mr. Spence, I can't come no more. Me and my man keep getting into fights. He think I'm sleeping with somebody up here. He think when I graduate from school, I'm gonna leave him. He won't watch the kids no more. He said, I'm not watching the kids anymore if you go to school. So I got to go ahead and go to work and then come home and watch the kids. And I've seen that one, dude, over and over. And I'm going to say this. I'm not talking to black men when I say this, okay? I'm not talking to black men. I'm talking to niggas when I say this. I'm talking to niggas. I'm not talking to white men when I say this. I'm talking to crackers. I'm talking to you redneck, hillbilly ass crackers. I'm not talking to white men that understand the value of education. I'm not talking to black men that know the value of education. What I'm about to say, I'm talking to niggas, I'm talking to crackers. Y'all ready? Here we go. And if you're a nigga or you're a cracker, you know exactly what I'm about to say. You dudes are some fuck up artists. I mean, you have mastered the art of fucking somebody's life up. This woman wants to make money for you, herself, and the kids to get out the hood. And you insecure hood motherfuckers, bruh. You insecure hillbillies from the backwoods, used to drinking 30 beers a day. You Budweiser drinking, Coke 45 drinking, Old English 800 drinking, motherfucker. Y'all have fucked up the future of your kids so bad because the mother would have been an example of you can start in a bad place of life and use education to get yourself in a good place of life. And the kids would have watched their mama doing homework and would have watched their mama walk across stage. And I kid you not, I have seen more of you niggas. I have never seen a black man fuck up a woman's education. I have never seen a white man or a Latin man fuck up his woman's education. But I see you niggas. I've seen you niggas and you crackers fuck up somebody's education 100 times over. This ain't no stat. I don't need no media man for this. I don't need no Pew Research Center. I don't need the IRS. I don't need the U.S. Census Bureau. This is something that Andre telling you I have seen over and over again in my 20 years experience. You niggas are the number one fuck ups where women are in college debts today. Today. Not because they graduate in the debts. I'm not talking about those women. I'm not talking about women that went to school and they got college debts. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the women that enrolled in school, enrolled in a $40,000, $50,000, $75,000 program. Whether they graduated or not, they're going to owe that money. And your bitch ass will cry because you think she's sleeping with somebody at the campus or will sleep with somebody at the campus or leave your raggedy nigga ass once she graduates. And so now she got to drop out because you either going to hit on her or either, you guys know I do not use domestic violence as a speaking point often. That's not my style. But I have seen women come to school with black eyes and bruises because you niggas are insecure. Because you crackers are insecure. I've seen it. This ain't nothing that I heard. I've seen this over and over. And I've worked at campuses across the country. So I didn't work at one college campus in 20 years. I worked in campuses in Detroit, Fort Wayne, Chicago, San Francisco. I've worked in Atlanta. I've worked in Tampa. I worked in Orlando. I worked in Gary, Indiana. You can't dude, I have been across this country working for different colleges. And I'm telling you, one of the number one things that's guaranteed to fuck up a black woman's education, and she had all these debts to pay back, is you niggas and you crackers. Number one, ain't no reason greater than that. Ain't no reason greater than that. Even if they got pregnant while they were in school, they didn't drop out as much as you guys would think. You would think that a woman got pregnant so she's gonna drop out. Nope. They would be in class, pregnant than a motherfucker, and still go taking classes. But you dudes are in her ear when she at home all the fucking time, when she trying to do homework, and y'all acting like little bitches. Instead of taking your ass to learn plumbing, instead of taking your ass to learn a trade, instead of taking your ass to get get a license to drive trucks or do something, you sit up there in your wife beater with your remote control for your video games, and you bitch about this woman. And women get to the point, I kid you not, they get to the point where they're so tired of y'all acting like single mothers, crying like your mama used to cry, they drop out of school. And now they still owe that 80,000. They still owe that 50,000. They still owe that 72,000. Kid you not, bro. This ain't something that I heard. This is something I know. Y'all some fuck ups, bruh. Y'all some fuck ups, man. I remember, dude, when my stepdaughter got a scholarship to go to college, right? She was so happy. And her boyfriend, who she eventually married, he's a really good dude. But at that time period, they were just young. And he was a nigga. I'm gonna say this again. Let me close this window because this dog is getting my last nerve. Thank you very much, Montrez. As I was saying, thank you very much, gentlemen. No, sir. How long have I been on? Damn, I've been muted that long? Okay, here we go. Let's go back. My bad, gentlemen. I muted myself. He said, we fear the Pookie as one of the built athletic dudes in college. The girlfriends are definitely sleeping with us or trying to. And I can agree with that. But what I was catching from that, and I agree with that, I saw that. But the problem that I noticed about it was Pookie was jealous because he wasn't doing shit with his life. I'm gonna be honest. That's why I give women no grace. That's why you gotta see me put my foot on the neck of women when it comes to how they choose men. I give women no grace. I give women no grace. Because women will choose an ain't shit dude while they're trying to improve their lives. They think I can be with ain't shit and become the shit at the same time. I can be with a trash dude and become a quality woman at the same time. They really think if I give a trash dude, if he just watch me, if I give him a chance, he gonna catch on. Like if I go to school, then he gonna catch on and say, you know what? I'm gonna make my life better and I'm gonna go to school. No, and it doesn't work like that. A woman will be on her journey. Kids, I've seen this too many times. And like I said, y'all know I don't sit for women at all. But I have seen when it comes to college, I have seen women say, I am trying to get my life better for myself and these 2 kids. And instead of the dude saying, I'm going to go and do the same thing, man. I'm going to go get this CDL and we're going to do this. They will still sit their ass up with them wife beaters and shit and be jealous. And I'm going to tell you something. You ready? The reason why Cortez is right that women were sleeping with guys at the campus because you niggas at home wasn't shit. And so now she's around dudes that are trying, in other words, men with potential. And she's seeing these dudes working on potential. And now these women get horny for these men in their classes that are doing something with their lives. I ain't mad at it. I kid y'all not. I do not get offended at male college students for getting the pussy of you broke ass hood motherfuckers. Of you hillbilly dudes. If your woman fucking some dude that's in the middle of his thesis paper, yeah, he should get the pussy while he in the middle of a thesis paper. Cause you ain't doing shit. You ain't doing shit but being jealous. You make somebody, some of you dudes don't realize, you make dudes like how I was, you make it easy for me to fuck your bitch. Some of you dudes don't never want to admit that. You will call your woman a hoe, she ain't shit, she a 304. No, I'm gonna tell you the number one reason why I was fucking y'all bitches, cause you wasn't shit. The number one reason why I can fuck y'all bitches, the way I can fuck y'all wives. Y'all want to know real truth? Cause I had a bunch of money? No, the bitch wasn't looking for money from me. I was able to fuck them co-workers, fuck them students. And I'm talking about not kid students. I'm talking about like 24, 25, 26. You want to know how I was able to do that? Cause you wasn't shit. Y'all always want to blame it on the woman. Like I said, I don't sit for women, but I'm gonna tell y'all a true game. I'm giving y'all some real game. If you ain't shit and you got a woman that's trying to be the shit, I'm gonna fuck her. Yes. Yes. I will be fucking your woman. Yes. Back in the day, that pussy was mine. You motherfuckers don't realize you made fucking your bitch so easy. You so insecure. You so jealous. But you ain't doing shit to make your life better. You cry about her being around men that wear cologne, but your bitch ass ain't gonna get no cologne. You mad at her for smiling at dudes that smile with good teeth, but you ain't doing shit about your teeth. But then you get mad because she gave her pussy away to the dude with good teeth. Some of you dudes, let's be real. Come on, let's talk raw man talk for a second. And I'm gonna come back to the super chats. I mean that. Some of you dudes don't realize, and I mean no matter what country you go to, you are only good enough to fuck, but not to fuck with. You good enough for a woman to fuck you. But when it comes to taking you serious, fucking with you, like real life fucking with you, you ain't built like that. And that's why I was able to get so much easy pussy from you dudes. From y'all women. Because, yes, you was good for fucking. But when it came to what she really wanted, she wasn't fucking with you. Even if she had a baby by you and she was living with you. In the long term, you good for her when she ain't got shit and you ain't got shit. Some of you dudes are good for when she fat. You be real. Some of you dudes are the best motherfuckers when a woman is fat, her self-esteem is low, she can suck a good dick, she ain't got nothing going on with her life. You are perfect for women like that. Let your woman lose 40 pounds. That relationship is over. Why? Because you ain't built for bad bitches.
You want to build for bad bitches. You want to do that. If you got a bad bitch, you're going to be insecure. You're going to be jealous. And a dude like me gonna fuck your woman. Why? Because she a hoe? No, because you jealous and insecure. You motherfuckers basically handing me the pussy. Dude, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. You literally, you might as well have to run my doorbell and say, Dre, here's my woman who's the mother of my children. It wasn't the woman was a hoe. It was because you wasn't shit. And you was only built, and I mean this, a lot of us, I've been there, we're only built for women when they ain't shit, when they fat, when they on weed, when they like to twerk, when they like to wear tight clothes all the fucking time, when they don't want to do anything with their lives, when they want to party all the time. We are perfect for party bitches. We are perfect for big bitches. We are perfect for lazy bitches. We are perfect for bitches that got a 9 to 5 but don't want to get a career. We are perfect for those bitches. But let her act like she want to get a career. She want to go to school. She want to lose them 40 pounds. Dude, you motherfuckers are not built for when she bad as hell. And she still, see, you built for when she fat as fuck and she got dimples. But when she loses 30 pounds, and other men see them dimples, you ain't built for that. I fucked too many of y'all women to let you know it was not them. I'm gonna say this again. I have fucked too many wives and girlfriends to tell you your woman was not a 3 or 4 because she fucked me. I could easily say of the wives and girlfriends that I fucked, maybe some of you guys can attest to this. I'll say easy 80% was because you wasn't shit. 20%, oh, she just a hoe. She just out here just giving anybody the pussy. That was just 20%. The rest of them I fucked, cause your ass gave me the pussy easy. Boy, yeah. Thank you. That's a boy, thank you. Thank you. I had a good run. I'm happily married now, but I had a good motherfucking run. I had a good run. And I didn't have to put no effort. I'm telling you something, 70%, I ain't have to put the effort in. I ain't had to take your wife out to dinner. I ain't had to buy your wife no flowers, your girlfriend no flowers, no dinner. All I had to do was pick up a hotel room, and half the time she picked up a hotel room too. Thank you very much, gentlemen. I appreciate you not being shit. Because as long as you decide that you didn't want to do shit with your life and do shit to advance yourself, and you was always insecure, and the more she tried to advance herself, the more insecure you got, man, you made me fuck with your bitch so easy. Easy peasy, bro. No effort involved. I'm gonna hit you some chats in a second. He said, I'm gonna give you some games, right? He said, please switch to the Shure. He said, please switch to Shure mic, brother. These are Shure mics. It's just that I keep hitting the. It's just I keep hitting the wrong button. That's it. Every time. He said, Dre, turning your mic. Oh, wait a minute. Mic is not switch over to the Shure? Wait a minute. I see what you're saying. Oh, wow. Let me turn this off and I'm going to turn it back on. I see what I did. Oh, I see what I did. Give me a second. Let me turn this off and turn it back on. My bad. My bad, gentlemen. I see what you're saying tonight. I'm steady talking and not listening. See? Hard head, make a soft tail. Give me a second. Uno moment. Okay. Okay, 1 second. My bad. My bad. Okay. Second. Let's see, that's QRP. Okay, in a second.
Okay, how does that sound? How does that sound, gentlemen? Shout out to Crypto in the building. He says not connected. Yeah, how does that sound? Now the mic. Okay. I will take the L. I will take the L, gentlemen. I will take the I will take the L, gentlemen. It's not my first L. It won't be the last. Brother say, you sound like you in a gymnasium, Dre. Let me go to the super chats. Rose, shout out to Kofi in the building. Kofi says this. He said, Black women are the most divorced, true, least married at the same time. He said they lead in our wedlock births. This is true, and babies, and the leading of babies at the same time. Talk about skills at the same time. Kofa says this. He said, Drake, your mic is off. Sure. Check the settings. That was my fault, gentlemen. He said, Andre, please switch to the other mic. Yes, sir. That was my fault, gentlemen. That was my fault, gentlemen. I will take that L. He said Drake was ignoring us. Like those. Good call. That's a good call. My bad, gentlemen. He said, I struggle straight, Mike. He said struggle straight muted earlier than that. Yeah, I did that too. Okay, cool. Appreciate you, gentlemen. Appreciate you. Let's go back to Media Man. Let me shut up.
So some of the things, and this is not an excuse for them, but please hear me. Some of the excuses that you see that we men make, you have to understand it's not that we want to be the way we are. Please hear me. Because if you always look at us as we're this and we don't have potential and we're no good, if you're always going to say that, then you're going to have a problem. Might as well, most of you ladies, just make the decision that you're going back to God as a eunuch.
Going back to God to be a eunuch, which basically means they're, male castration, female castration, leave this earth without giving birth, probably no marriage. But the funny thing is, and if I was speaking to the pastor, I would tell them, like, man, you have the power to change that. You have the power to change the way Black women view Black men. If you would just look at the statistics, and this goes back to my point where I tell the Black community, Black women have a reason to think Black men are less than, because you guys keep telling them that. So why would they consider Black men to be anything more than lower than them if you keep telling them that black men have all this work to do, black men are married at a lower rate, black men make less than black women, we don't own as many businesses as black women, all these things, black men are deadbeats. The majority of black men are creating all these fatherless homes. Why would black women respect us? So that's why this pastor has the power to tell them the truth. Like, hey, man, I know I told you that black men were doing all these things wrong, but I was listening to Media Man's channel, and he had me look up some statistics just to see how the black community is faring. And you know what? Everything that I said was a lie. Black men are doing exponentially better than black women in these particular groups. So if you guys thought that black men were less than you, that's not true. And he should apologize and base his sermons off that and start focusing on black women. But no, they never go that far. Like I said, I just literally had that black woman from the Black Marriage Movement channel say that there's more black men in prison than in college. And that rhetoric had been introduced in 1991. And it's still being repeated to this day. So that's how these things carry on unless somebody corrects it in the black community. And it's a problem, man. I mean, look at what he's saying. So that's wow.
Ladies, I feel you. Can we keep it real? Can we keep it real? Can we keep it real, Bishop?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I'm pretty sure now y'all know who was the one that was responding to me in the comment section. This young woman right here. Yeah, and can we keep it real? This is where she sets the record straight. She gonna set the pastor straight. Of course it was her. Here we go.
Go ahead. Ooh, I felt this one. I hear you. But because the man is unhealed, he cannot.
I hear you, but because the man is unhealed, what kind of black man do they be describing? Sorry, man, I stopped.
The last sister said that we men don't work who have potential. Now this sister on the panel is saying we're not healed. You would think that church women sound different from the women in the world, right? You would think that they would be different. That feminism movement is entrenched in the church now. Women are more feminist than ever. What am I saying? There are a lot of women that say F God and his Bible. I'll show up for church. I'll carry a Bible, but I'm not going to believe in it. I'm not going to follow it. Times have changed. There are women in the church that behave when it comes to their view on relationships, no different than the chick that's not in the church. I'm not saying that one is bad and another one's not. I'm just saying that if you think you're going to church to find your wifey, because, you know, that's where you find the good ones, bruh, you'll find a bunch of women in the church. That does not mean you're going to find a good woman in the church. Yes, you will find masses of women in the church, but you will not necessarily, because of that, find good women in the church. Because now there's a movement where women do not believe in the Bible anymore. They only believe in parts in which they want to believe in. Did you know that men are more conservative statistically than women? Christian conservatives that believe the Bible through and through. You know that statistically men are more prone to believe what God has to say in the Quran and the Bible and other spiritual texts and teachings than women do. Women, when it comes to, I don't care if you're a spiritual person, you know, person that believes in different forms of religions. I don't care if you're a Muslim sister or brother. I don't care if you're Christian or Catholic. You will find that a form of feminism has crept into the beliefs that the teachings don't condone at all. That's the part that gets me. Whether the women want to believe us as human beings walking this planet or not, okay, cool. Don't believe me. I'm just another dude. But the fact that you're telling God's word, F you. God said in Corinthians, your body doesn't belong to you. It belongs to your husband. But yet you're withholding sex from your husband because you're mad at him today. The Bible warns you about being a nagging wife. Yet you're nagging. All of you run around talk about I'm a virtuous woman like Proverbs 31. Where most of you have never even read Proverbs 31. They talk like the same feminists that Charlie Kirk used to argue with all the time. The only difference between many of the church women, I won't say all, but many of today's church women is they don't dye their hair purple and pink. That's it. If it was up to church women, their hair would be, they might as well dye it just like the other liberal women, purple, pink, green. Because the way that they behave, no matter what race, is no different. That's the problem that God is having with women. Now, there are other things God has a problem with when it comes to us men, but that's not the topic tonight. But when it comes to women, they can care less about what God got to say. The part that has to do with blessings and helping me out of this problem and lead me, Lord, that part, yeah. But when it comes to establishing family, when God says dress modestly in 2 Timothy, they ain't trying to hear that. They gonna come in church with the most skin tight outfit on. They are not trying to hear that. God says, don't. Hey, listen, ladies, even a fool looks wise when he keeps his mouth shut. That's the book of Proverbs. Even a fool looks wise when he keeps his mouth shut. Them sisters ain't trying to hear nothing about what God got to say about keeping your mouth shut. And you can look wise even from shutting up. They ain't trying to hear that. So my point in this episode, the days of looking for a good woman in church or in any form of spirituality, you're really going to have to vent through the women, because 9 times out of 10, these modern women are no different than a female from the club.
My bad.
See a woman that comes to him and say, I want to do that. Because I'll say this, a young man or a man, I would just say, the strength that he sees in his mom will be the same strength that he resents in his woman. Because he thinks that she's controlling him. And lots of times, no, we're not trying to save you. We don't want to heal. We're not trying to do that. We're really just trying to support you. But if a man is unhealed from his own traumas, sometimes all he can see is through that trauma, Bishop, that sometimes he can't see that we are really here to help. And then here's what happens. The unhealed version of him wounds the woman.
Lord.
And we are the ones.
Hey, it's the unhealed version of him. These black men is running rampant. Hey, every time, man, it's so funny. We don't get no love, man. The same thing. And you would think these conversations would be different because this is a church panel, so to speak. But it's the same stuff that you hear.
Like I said.
This is wild. Here we go.
That's what, ladies, I got you. I got you. Bishop, we understand what you're saying.
Now, she calls him Bishop. That means that he's been in the game long enough that he is a pastor of several churches. Here's the hookup. And then I'm gonna shut up real quick. We as men know these pastors and bishops let these women behave this way and talk this way because they keep the lights on. Sisters, if y'all think that your pastor agrees with you as a man, he don't. I'm gonna say this to you, sister. I'm being straight up with you. A lot of times these pastors let y'all talk reckless in church because y'all coming out that paper. You coming out the paper, sisters. And don't get me wrong, ain't nothing wrong with the tithes and offerings and givings. I do that. But because you do it way more than men like me do it, sisters, I'm gonna tell you the truth. He'd be a fool to tell y'all the truth. Most pastors would be stupid to tell you ladies the truth. You ladies are helping that man make $115,000 a year, $200,000 a year, $500,000 a year, half or three quarters, $750 a year. He'd be a fool to tell y'all the truth. Sisters, these pastors play you with the same playbook we use to get pussy from you. Ladies, hear me out. It's no different. You get mad at us for telling you whatever you want to hear to get some pussy, right? We understand. You do know that the pastor tells you whatever you want to hear as long as you empty that damn purse. And it ain't gonna stop. You have been programmed, not by God, but by this modern day church, that you can go in and say anything you want, forget about what God said. I'm gonna say whatever I want. And the pastors know, I will let you say what you want, but you gonna pay me. Okay, sisters, the day that y'all stop paying, watch how these pastors put y'all asses in check like a pimp. If you think I'm lying, not my pastors, sis, your pastor too. I'm not saying all pastors are like this. I know some great pastors. But what I'm saying is, sis, like they said, if you can't do a particular skill, either teach or preach. You ain't got no job. You don't know what to do with your life. You just lost. Become a teacher or become a preacher. The hustle is that strong, ladies. And as long as they can let you say whatever you want to say to that pastor, right now, the money is so good in the churches. You got gay male pastors and gay female pastors. You all know what the Bible, ladies, you know what the Bible says about homosexuality and men desiring men in 2 Peter, and women desiring women in the book of 2 Peter, and the curse of being homosexual in the book of Leviticus. You know what that is. But as long as these male pastors can make money off of you, they will put you in the pulpit, gay or not. and let you preach with your wife sitting right there. After service, you going home to eat some pussy as a female pastor. And as long as them checks rolling in, those pastors do not care. And you think you're doing God's work. And you wonder why the only person that got some dang sense in their head and left the black church is the black man. You got black men that love God. We love the Lord. I'm gonna tell you something, sisters. We have no ill will towards God. We are not perfect people. None of us left the church because we don't need the church. We didn't leave the church because we don't need God. We didn't stop going to the mosque or the synagogue because we don't need God. We left because we as men who are not emotional acknowledge something ain't right. Men have no problem with acknowledging this is the era of the hustle. So men would rather do a Bible study at home or with their homeboys or just God alone. They'd rather meditate in the woods before they let a dude hustle him out of his hard-earned money. Because men aren't emotionally connected to our money like you women are. And as long as pastors can get y'all to be emotional, ladies, the same playbook that pimps use, players use to get the pussy, pastors use. If you think we're playing, ask your boy Tyler Perry. Everybody know Tyler Perry allegedly is gated a motherfucker. But as long as he tapped in y'all emotions, this man became a billionaire. Long after men stopped going to Tyler Perry plays years ago, watching Tyler Perry shows, long after men caught on that Tyler Perry was full of shit, you ladies made that man a billionaire. Made that man a billionaire because your emotions is connected to your money. And as long as black men know, if I can get black women to be emotional, I can be the next Derrick Jackson. Damn shame, ladies.
Guys, we understand what you're saying. Marcus, don't you drop that mic. Don't drop that mic, Marcus. But Bishop, and Latiris, CB, and Marcus, hear my heart out and hear our heart out.
Look.
There are a lot of us in here who was down for the man.
Uh-oh.
And we are now seeing him treat
Look at the audience. Hey, they love it, don't they?
Not a man in
Look at the
sight.
audience. They like, yes, sister, yes.
Not a man in sight. They tell us that men don't want to get married or have relationships or have kids. Every time I turn around on Facebook and all the travel groups that I'm in, is one of you brothers with a foreign girlfriend or a foreign newborn baby or a foreign wife celebrating something. But listen to the women back in the West. Y'all don't want to have no kids and be responsible dads. Listen to the women in the West. Y'all don't want to be a girlfriend or want to have a girlfriend in a solidified couple. Listen to the people in the West. Y'all ain't jumping the broom and y'all ain't getting married. But every damn time I turn around, y'all celebrating y'all 7th year anniversary with your Asian girlfriend, 4th year anniversary with your Latina girlfriend, 12th year anniversary with your Brazilian wife. This is your 2nd child with your woman up in Asia or in Latvia. Every time I turn around lately, y'all got some new kids being born, or y'all in a new happy relationship, or y'all celebrate anniversaries. But the women in the West said, Black men don't want to get married. Black men don't want a serious relationship. Black men don't want to take care of kids. It's amazing how we doing all this that they said we don't want to do, but we're still doing it, and we're in other countries doing it. If there's any place that you would think that we would not want to get married, not have kids, not be in a serious relationship, it would be overseas. You would think that we will always be on party mode, right? And yet, every time some female puts on TikTok about how come y'all ain't got no wives overseas, you see 200-300 photos of men in relationships with their wife or their girlfriend overseas. In other words, Black men ain't changed. It's just that Black women don't want to change. And so we leave their ass where they are, in the West, with them damn dogs and cats and them empty ass ring fingers. T-Mac says, I love Colombia. He said, just had a cute upstairs neighbor who dropped her silk scarf on my balcony. She was speaking in Espanol and she changed to English. The English. He said, so I could better understand. Baddies are all over. Yep. When it came to the Black church, it became a business and social organization. Montreal says this. He said, I'm sorry about Colombia being eliminated from the World Cup. Hey, they had a hard battle. They did. Shout out to you guys. Let's continue on with the video. I don't want to keep you guys late tonight.
And remember, go back to what I said. You hear how the men talk? They're trying to speak from the book, from the godly perspective. The women, everything is individualized. She said, we've been down for, she's talking about herself. You see the difference? And I learned this while I was watching this. I was like, oh, okay. The men trying to stay true to the Bible, but the women like, nah, we gonna get to this, my personal experiences. Jesus. Here we go.
Another woman. Amazing when we were there and he wounded. Well, he may not have wounded us, but he was so wounded that he bled on us and made us believe that we were wounded.
Okay, so let me ask you guys a question. So how would you interpret that? She's saying that if they were with a man who wounded them first, and then they break up with the guy, and the next woman that he gets with, he treats her very well and ends up getting married. What does that say about the woman that he left? Would you guys say that the woman that he left made him a better man in order to be with this new woman? Or was she worse than the woman that he met after her, which would mean that the woman that he was with was at fault? And she was a problem in the relationship. And then when he got into this new relationship, this is the woman that he should have been with. And he ended up treating her better and getting married to her because it didn't work with the first woman. Because I hear this, and I know I'm messing this up, but I hear this all the time. Like, women make men better for the next woman. But I'm like, how would you know that if he just wasn't for you? You see what I'm saying? Like, I would assume that it would be she was the problem, because if he jumps out of the relationship with her and then gets with another woman and they end up getting married, I mean, that's proof positive right there. maybe I interpret that differently because I see women use that, as an excuse. Like, yeah, I made him better. I'm like, no, you were worse. So I don't know. That's weird to me how they can use that and say we made him better. Okay, thank you. All right.
You understand? So because I got you. Come on, go ahead. So there are layers to this, Bishop. There are layers, okay?
Hey, and I saw this. Look. This is good. Sorry, MJ. So, and let me ask it this way. So remember, what don't women have a saying or something? Like if they broke up with the guy and then they get with the new dude and they like brag and say that, yeah, I got this better man. They use that all the time, right? Am I tripping? Yeah, I left, I upgraded. Well, yeah, I upgraded. I left him. He was broke, dusty, but now I'm with this new man and I upgraded. That's what they say, right? So that doesn't apply to men. You see, MJ said men can up. Yeah. So that don't apply for men. Huh? That's weird. Thank you, MJ. That's weird. Yeah, leveled. There it is. That's the leveled up, Mr. J. Lamont. Yeah, they say they leveled up. So men can't level up. That's what they say. Okay, here we go. Sorry.
There are layers to this, Bishop. There are layers. And we know what you said. But she had it. Respectfully.
You
guys are kind of joking about.
She said respectfully. Hey, that was her way of saying what they say. I know Mona gonna laugh. I'm gonna forget this. Saying respect. She had to say respectful in the church because she would have said period with the T at the end instead of right. She would have if this was outside of the church setting, she would have said period. T period. Respectfully. She's good. I love church folks, man.
Oh, single men. Yeah, single men are everywhere. But as a Christian woman seeking God, it's hard to find a good Christian man who's single. There's not very many men here. There's a lot of women here. Are there enough Christian good men for all of us? Where are they at?
But I mean, so it's like,
okay. That's Kevin Simmons used to talk about this a lot. I'm gonna be real quick with it. Even if every heterosexual adult woman was married to every heterosexual adult man, there will still be statistically over 2 million women that can't get married. No, there's not enough. I don't know what the response is. I'm going to give you my answer right now. Truth be told, for your mama, there's not enough. For my aunties, it's not enough. For your sisters and cousins, female cousins, no, it's not enough men. For my sister, well, my sister's LGBTQ, but for my cousins, female cousins, they're in their 40s and 50s. It's not enough. Yes, sister. Ask that question. Are there enough men? No. Let's get this one out of the way. There are not enough men for you ladies, so you're going to have to compete for the ones that are out there. The good ones that are out there, not the raggedy hood dudes, not the ninjas out there. For the good men that are out there, you are going to have to compete. If you think I'm kidding, go to Atlanta. What is it? 35-1. Go to Tampa, 25-1 to every one man. Go to Detroit, 15-1 to every one man. Go to LA, it's a certain amount to every one man. Have any of you guys ever been to a city where it was 1-to-1? Or have you ever been to a city in the States where it was more men than women? Maybe a town somewhere that we never heard of. But for the most part, everywhere you go in the United States, it's 12-to-1, 10-to-1, 7-to-1, 30-to-1. No. Sister, no, there's not enough. There's not enough Christian men, and you're going to have to compete for the good ones that are available. That's what I would say if I was a pastor. And I mean that. I would tell women the truth. No, there's not enough. There's not somebody for everybody. That lie is a myth. Statistically, there is not enough people to marry all the females in your family. There is not enough men to marry, good men, to marry all the women in my family. So we got to start telling women the truth. Ladies, it's not enough, and you are going to have to compete. If you think that you don't have to compete for a man, you are doing it backwards. That's what I would say as this pastor. Now, let's hear what this pastor has to say. Yeah, Colombia did well, but hey, wah. Shout out to you, Bronx.
Hey, but are there enough good Christian women for those men? They never look at it like that. Like, is this all these Christian black women walking around that's walking the straight and narrow with no kids, not having sex? You know, all that, is that in place too? And I'm not talking about her question, but when she asked it, I'm like, well, what about the men? Are they able to get what you're asking for? Here we go.
Where are your friends? Bring your friends. Everyone who's here, bring your Christian friends with good fruits of the labor and fruits of the spirit.
Labor. I love it. Church folks, fruits of the labor. Bring your friends and bring all their fruits of the labor. God forgive us. I love the wording. The fruits of the labor. I love it. Okay, sorry. The fruits. Okay.
I want to speak to all of us out here because this is a real question. And here's the thing. You remember when I went back and I said, ladies, don't make it an idol?
MJ, oh wow, boy. You ain't getting none of our fruits. Yo, hey MJ, you better give him some of your fruits, man. Jesus. Oh, that's funny to me. Man. The fruits of the labor. They tried to speak in biblical terms. Okay. Sorry, man. I'm sorry. My stomach hurt. Okay, here we go.
Because if you are not broadening your horizons of where to meet certain people, the probability is there's probably 1 or 2 men to 15 of us, right? And so you have to ask yourself.
There's probably 1 man to 15 of us. No, it's not, ma'am. And are y'all qualified? What's that dude? You not qualified, queen. Is all y'all qualified? So it's 15 quality women to 1 quality man. That's what they say. Okay, here we go.
Am I content if I never get married? Because that will let us know if it's an idol or not. And so I'm not saying that that won't happen. And that's the reason why I laid it down at God's feet. Because at the end of the day, there may be a possibility that it may take a long time for me to find my mate or my mate to find me and for us to meet. So you have to surrender that to God and allow God to do that, because if not, the truth of the matter is we will end up resenting prayer. We will end up resenting relationships. We will get disappointed because God hasn't moved when we fasted and prayed. So because of that, we have to get to a place to say, and even if, God, will I still serve you, love you, be content, and still live my life knowing that your will be done, because at the end of the day, his will, that's hard, y'all.
Okay, so in a sense, I actually agree with her on this part. So essentially what she's saying is make sure that you're okay with not finding a mate at your age, because I think I would say maybe mid-30s, you know, closing in on 40s, somewhere around there. So she's saying, I just want to make sure that I'm good and I don't hate relationships or turn my back on God if I don't find a man. And I agree with that. I want women to be okay and content with the possibility that they may not get married. Mm-hmm. And with that contentment comes with them not being on social media complaining about ain't no good men. And I don't think she's in that space yet. I think she still has a little bit of ammo in her, you know, gun to say that there's not enough quality men. I think she's, you know, expressed that on this panel, you know, very well. So I want women who may not be fit for marriage or won't get picked to just remove themselves from these conversations. So if you're happy and you're content, like she said, laid it at the feet of God and just accepted the fact that you may not get married, then accepting the fact means that you shouldn't be on social media complaining and talking mess about men, black men in particular, because you've already accepted the reality that it may not happen. So why are you complaining? That's not godly. Does that make sense? So that's why I agree with her. Yeah, be content that you may not be chose for marriage. So stay off of social media complaining because you already laid it at the feet of God. And it's in God's hands now. So if he sees fit for you to get married, cool. If he don't, that's okay too, because you already came to grips with that. So be quiet and just wait on God and live your life. Be happy. And that's for any women who thinks like that. If you already accepted it, just be quiet and leave it at the hands of God, and he'll see your way through it. Okay? But don't be talking mess in the process, because then he really ain't gonna give you nothing, because you're gonna develop a personality. I mean, I think she kind of hurt her chances here with some of the the stuff that she said. Yeah, be content. So here we go.
Because right now it's only about 4 men in here.
4 men.
And I'm sure all y'all go to the faces. So at the end of the day, but it's a real thing. It's a real thing. So thank you for asking that question.
One thing I want to say real quick, and we're going to run through these questions faster, is that I would want to challenge y'all to go back and entertain the person that you didn't give a chance but was a good guy.
Okay, now, no. And this is where the nerdy black guys, the tech guys come in. So he's encouraging women to go back to the guys that you didn't want when you were in your prime. Yep. Now he wants them to spin the block and try and get back with you now that you got things going on. No, I don't promote that on my page at all. Those women are not an option for the men over here. If they didn't want you back then, they don't get you when you got your stuff together. And I'm glad the audience pushed back, because they're like, no, they don't even want, no, good. You don't have access to those men anyway, at least on my platform. Hell no. Sorry, God. No, guys. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, Mike Jones. Back then, they didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all on me. You don't get none of these fruits.
Now I'm hot.
You don't get none of these nerds and IT guys fruits. You ain't getting no fruits of their labor. No fruit for you. No blueberries, no straw, no fruit. That's right. That's right. No fruits for you.
Except my man dressed like Drew Hill on stage. For real. let's be honest. My man got a double-breasted white sports jacket on, the DB, no shirt underneath, looking like a disco dancer from the 80s. He fucking tonight. I'm gonna tell you that now. You know, as men, we don't dress in certain outfits for nothing. If I know I'm coming to an event, let's be real, and it's gonna be 5,000-6,000 women, I'm dressing for the cause. Somebody go get got tonight. Somebody getting got tonight. Now, yes, he might be dressing for one of the three dudes in the audience. Don't get me wrong. He might be dressing so he can attract one of the three dudes that's in the audience. But this dude is dressed like he full of shit and he gonna fuck somebody tonight. Because these type of conversations make women horny as can be. And vulnerable. And ain't nothing worse than a vulnerable, horny woman. And so my man looking for the come up tonight. Mr. Shirtless. Like my brother said, dressed like a Drew Hill reject. And beauty is her name. Dave said, he said, if I didn't fear the Lord, I will open up a church and change all of the sisters $100 offering each service and use that money to build my dream home in South America. Pastor to build his home, he left. Shout out to Esco. Esco said, bro was throwing back mad martinis after the conference. You better believe it. You better believe it. After that conference, it's a few women got his hotel room key. It's a few of them that got his hotel room key. Who they gonna snitch to? Other horny, okay, it's 5,000 women there. Let's just say 5,000. The conference is over. I approach several of the women to give them my hotel room key. Who they gonna snitch to? The conference is over. Well, you gonna snitch to that pastor? Oh, he got some chicks up in his hotel room. What about that pastor that was on the panel? You gonna snitch to him? Oh, he got some women in his room too. Who you gonna snitch to? Baby, if you don't get your sexy ass up in this hotel room and let's do some nasty things for a nasty reason. And he know it. He know it. And plus, it's an environment where women gotta compete. So he knows you can say no to him tonight. Cool. The competition of women there, somebody gonna say yes. At least 10, 15 gonna say yes. That's the sad part. I mean, sad.
Ain't get no fruit.
Man got the old school Albie shit.
See, I think a lot of y'all, it's some good guys. Hold on, I'm gonna tell you this. I've done over 200 interviews. Listen, it's people that are good guys that liked you, but you didn't like them, and then you complaining to God that you don't got nobody. Why don't you go?
Look. Now this is what you would consider him, and that's what I heard in the chat or in this post. They was calling him petty and sassy because he didn't like the response of the audience. So this is where he kind of takes a little dig at the women. And I like to see it. Here we go. Listen what he say.
And just open your mind up and just see what God has to say about that. And if it don't work out, it just don't work out. But I say a lot of times you're overlooking good guys because you're looking for the guys that don't want you. Anyway, next person.
You hear that? Hey, he said, because you looking for the guys that don't even want your ass. I mean, want you. God, forgive me. Yes. And he's like, next question. And the audience was like, ooh. Hold on, look, let's go back. Listen to him. Let him cook. Laterrence, there you go.
People that are good guys that liked you, but you didn't like them, and then you complaining to God that you don't got nobody. Why don't you go and just open your mind up and just see what God has to say about that? And if it don't work out, it just don't work out. But I say a lot of times you're overlooking good guys because you're looking for the guys that don't want you. Anyway, next person.
Listen. They didn't like that. Hey, but no, you don't get none of these fruits. No fruits for you. Ain't that right, MJ? No fruits. Ain't no coming back. Yeah, you go get some vegetables or something. I don't know. Okay, let's continue.
Now, my next question is to the men who are married.
Look.
How many of you, by a show of hands, have actually mentored a single man who's intentional about getting married?
See, so, and this is where I put, why is the conversation always focused on mentoring black men? What about black women? And this is where the stats would come in. If black men are married at a higher rate, then black women need the most help. So why are you asking about black men getting mentored?
Yep.
And nothing about black women. That's sad. Lord, okay.
I understand that black men go through so much. We as black women, we don't understand. Not completely, not fully, maybe not by a long shot. But my question is, why is it that other black men, your brothers, don't pour into you? Why is it that...
She's under the impression that we're the ones that's failing. That's sad. They never look at themselves. Let me get this super chat. HVAC man fought us, who just said that woman in the video need to fix that big man. See, come on, man. We in the Lord's house. Come on, brother. Plus, we don't want big backs with 250. See, HVAC man, you done made me say this. I done already cursed, and now you got me saying this. Now you gonna put this mess on me?
Get him, medium man.
God, I didn't say it. It was HVAC man. Thank you, brother. I didn't want to say nothing, but here we go.
We as women, we're expected to give grace, which we do. But why not extend like your mentorship, extend your knowledge, extend these things to help mentor these men who are even the same age as you?
Because for a woman like myself,
listen, here we go. Listen to what she says, to validate herself. Here we go.
And I don't boast this to say this, but as a high earning woman,
and that train is never late. That's the caboose.
Facts.
I'm a high earning woman. She got to put it out there for the men that may be watching. Every time. Lord.
I get a lot of the stigma that comes on me that's like, what's wrong with you? You don't have any kids? You make 7 figures? You don't have a man? You must be crazy. Oh, you one of them kind of women that's independent. Oh, you kind of one of them women that don't want to have kids. I have never said any of those things a day in my life.
Yeah.
And being a black woman, that is a high earning woman, I get it the worst from black men.
There we go. Why the hell would white men, Hispanic men, Asian men care about you and your discussions? We are black. So of course black men you're gonna interact with black men more because you're talking about us. I see women do that on TikTok all the time. They will literally start a fire with black men, discussing black men and how piss poor black men are. And then when black men respond, you see all these black men in my comments talking mess about me.
Right.
How can you swing on somebody and not expect to get hit? And she said that as black men, and black men say, man, what if I could literally go into a panel conversation with black women and I could say, well, according to the statistics, black women are overweight. 80% of black women are overweight, and 80% of that number is obese. That would be considered bashing. So it really don't matter what you say. It don't matter. But it's funny that she can say that, you know, and be like, yes, it's mostly black men. Why would white men, Hispanic and Asian men, whoever else care? You in the black community, you talking about black men, guess what? They're going to respond. Y'all, black women, y'all can't do that. That's unfair to normal conversation. If you're going to talk mess about your male counterparts and then get pissed off that they calling you out your name, who started it? Y'all, black women do that a lot on TikTok, man. And then we'll, you know, oh man, you see, you know, all these black men in my comments calling me fat, or they calling me a 2. And then you go back to the history. Well, what did you say, ma'am? I don't date black men. They trash. You like, well, they just supposed to sit back and not say nothing?
That's how it seems.
Jesus. Oh my God. Here we go.
Yeah.
And it has hurt me so much to the point that there was this underlying shame that came over me that I was afraid to tell a man what I did because I didn't want to be judged. I was afraid to even have a conversation if I was dating someone outside of that relationship about children, reserving eggs.
Reserving eggs, and I stopped it right there. I mean, that was the gist of the conversation, man. Like, literally nobody said anything for black men, but it was one funny clip in the live stream, and I encourage you guys to go watch it to support Laterris Whitfield. Even though I may not agree with some of the stuff that's on his channel, I do thoroughly enjoy what he's doing over there. But one of the women in the audience, she asked, where can we find these suitable men? Where can we find these guys that are single? 2 of the guys on the panel said, go to the gym. The audience got pissed off. And I forgot to get the clip, but they got mad. 2 men said, go to the gym, which is absolutely correct. Go to the gym. It's suitable men in there. It don't have to be black men. It's all races of men in there. But they got mad at them for saying that. Is it some other places where we can go? Oh, but shouts out to the Dear Future Wifey podcast. Oh my goodness, it was hilarious. But yeah, man, I had to show you.
We're going to end it right there. There's only a few seconds left. Shout out to Media Man. D-May says this. Shout out to you with the $5 love. D-May says, he say, I'm a young brother. He said, and I saw this foolishness coming a mile away with these church people running their lives into a ditch and using God as a cop-out. They say that they're waiting on God, but they don't want to compete for a man. But yet they're sleeping around with dudes the type of guys who I used to be at one point in time. There are 5,000 Christian women at that conference. You better believe it is not 5,000 women holding out on sex. They are getting smashed. They're getting smashed. But as long as them checks don't bounce, the pastors aren't going to say anything. They're going to listen to the women, pray with the women, pray for the women. Women going to have to come to the conclusion they're going to have to compete just like the women of any other race. That's the problem with our sisters. They don't want to admit that they are going to have to take the steps to compete just like any other race of women. You don't love sisters, man. All the brothers that think Andre don't love black women anymore, he got him a Latina, blah, blah, blah. In real life, cameras off. I don't care what you think. Real life, cameras off. I do not waste my time thinking about, I hope the brothers understood what I said. No, I don't. I am not one of those Dr. Umarites. I'm one of them dudes that's love who you gonna love, who you gonna love, who you gonna love, bro. As long as you love it, as long as you like it, I love it. I ain't no hater. So I'm not gonna force feed black men to fall for black women only. If you do, cool, that's cool. If you don't, that's cool too. But the one thing that we can say for all you guys that aren't overseas, bruh, these women in other countries do know the fine art of competing. They know that there's competition out there. They acknowledge that there's competition out there. Bruh, I see it in my own wife. Me and Andrea have been happily married 7 years, and we've been together 8 years. This woman still acts like she got to compete for her man. And I kid y'all not. And she don't think I'll be seeing it. That's the funny part. She don't think I'll be seeing the little subtle competition things that she does. But foreign women know that this is a competition, not only to get a man, but to keep a man. Unlike the sisters back home in the church. Esco says this. He said, been a while since I hit that collection plate. Shout out to you, brother. And shout out to all you guys that have donated tonight. Appreciate you, gentlemen. Really have. Really appreciate you, gentlemen. About to let you guys go. We got some great topics coming out throughout the week. Got a few interviews coming up. And we're going to talk about the Black Manosphere Conclave a little bit more, as well as the Afro-Colombian Festival here in Cali, Colombia, that will be next month. I'll let you guys enjoy the rest of your night. But before we do, we got an outro to enjoy.
You say it's special, one of a kind, one of the better boys. I'm on your level, that's what you say, but all I hear is noise. I don't have time for trying my luck. I've been too hurt before. You're not that special, just give it up. I think I've had enough. I'm too busy loving my friends. I ain't got no love to spare for you. I'ma be that girl to the end. It don't really matter what you do. Guess I have to tell you again, 'cause you haven't got the news. Boy, you really need to understand that I don't wanna be your girlfriend. No, I don't wanna be your girlfriend. All I wanna spend with my girlfriend. So I don't wanna be your girlfriend. I know you want me, boy, I can tell. So deep under my spell. Sorry, not sorry that I'm no help, 'cause I'm full of myself. Boy, don't you worry, you'll find someone who wants you back, but that is not me. So give it up, haven't you had enough? I'm too busy loving my friends. I ain't got no love to spare for you. I'ma be that girl to the end. It don't really matter what you do. Guess I have to tell you again, 'cause you haven't got the news. Boy, you really need to understand that I don't wanna be your girlfriend. No, I don't wanna be your girlfriend. All I wanna spend with my girlfriend. So I don't wanna be your girlfriend. No, 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 no. And I never wanna be your